didn't update the intro. I'm a terrible person.
The post up and Hoggy. What the
My bad. I only had the 25 minutes that it took GaaS to get here to fix that as well. Oops.
Oh, shit! Never mind! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Go Live! What's up, man? GaaS's dad, what are you saying? Huggy in the chat. Shout out to 231 people in the chat. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. It was my fault as always, but my fucking VPN was causing beef. There was just like restarted everything. It was my VPN the whole time. But we're here, okay? We're here. We're good. Special show. There's always a special show, but big news, drama all the time. Every week there's some madness going down. But before we get to talk into that, we can't. This is a special panel. But before we get to introduce our guest, let me talk about Asa, who couldn't get the. Yeah, like 45,000 years because I was late. No, I can't be pissed off at you. I couldn't even run.
Wait.
What the fuck?
Interrupting. I'm not having it. I'm having their intro. Hooray, the show's starting. Listen, these two recorded intros, and I fucked up, and I didn't want it to go to waste. Welcome, everyone. Go on, GaaS, take it from the beginning.
Bruv, you're messing with my nucleus right now. Okay, well, that was a good intro, I'm not gonna lie, Asa. and Seif. What the hell? But yeah, this is it. What was I saying? Asa, what are you doing, bruv? Don't do anything else, but what are you doing in life other than messing me up?
I can't. That's like, I need to reboot internally. I need to start again. You just give me a couple of minutes.
Okay, fine. Listen, it's been a long time. This mother bastard is here. It is Jason Schreier in the flesh. Yeah.
What are you guys up to? What's going on, guys? So much pleasure to be here. I'm so excited. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna acquire so much of this show. I can't wait.
Blocked. How you doing, man? Where have you been, man?
I'm so busy these days. I'm so sorry that I haven't been on the show lately. Not that anyone cares anyway. Only Peter Moreland cares. I'm really happy to be here, man. It's been a long time. And I have no idea of any of the topics, but I'm just here to join in the fun, chat to you guys, chat to people in the chat. Hi, guys. And,
trust me, that's more than what Dustin Furman does on Colin's show, so you've already done.
Oh.
But yeah, no, shout out to those guys. Last, but certainly not least, it's Dick Griggity! Man, this guy has been creating some memes. Every time on Twitter, I'm just seeing clips of you pissing some ponies off.
Oh, man.
Talk that shit. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing? Thank you for the invite, man. It's been a while. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, man. You know? Feeling real good.
I like your background.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, you know, Crying Lion, Jim Ryan with this PlayStation man, baby.
I think I know that guy.
Man,
GaaS, take your hat off for a second.
Right? Why?
Because it's you.
It's not me. Fuck off. Just got it. Yeah, man. It's end of an era. We'll talk about the departure or soon to be departing industry legends. But there's a lot to talk about. Asa, have you composed yourself? Are you ready to talk now?
I'm always ready. Yeah, I was composed all along. maybe slipped up a little bit at the start there, but no, we're all good. I've been doing loads of stuff this week, guys. I've been playing all of the games. Still Starfield, still Baldur's Gate 3. I kind of fucked up Skyrim, so that's not been happening this week, but I'm getting there. Got a lot of mods to fix on that one, and Immortals of Avium as well. Loads of games, and Party Animals, but that's bollocks.
Is it? Is it bollocks?
You'll love it, Gaz, because, well, you won't love it, but you'll play it and go, hang about, how has this style of game regressed so hard since Power Stone?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I have seen it. I think years ago, I went to see the guys who made Gang Beasts. I don't even know. It looks just like that. I don't even know if it's the same thing rejigged. It looks so much like that. So, I mean, hearing good things about it. There's so many games, man. What happened with your Skyrim? What happened?
No, because last week I had my blue screens of death all over the PC, so I had to reinstall Windows. Skyrim modding, I've got like over 100 mods, and some of them broke. So it's just going to take a bit of working through.
You know what's funny? Our mate Ben, shout out to Ben. Happy birthday, Ben!
Happy birthday, baby.
Shout out to him, bro. He's playing Starfield. He's a pony and he's addicted to Starfield. That's quite funny. Yeah, it's true. And he's never owned an Xbox console in his life. But his mate was playing Skyrim with these ultra insane hardcore nude mods, and it was just sex mods everywhere. This is why you play it, don't you, in VR? Because you can see a bunch of freaking... It was mad. And I think they use AI as well for dialogue, so it's like really intricate mods. He said, do you like those kind of mods?
The AI dialogue mods, guys. Actually, the nudie ones are quite a problem for me. I was playing it the other day on stream, and I summoned one of the companion characters, and she was completely naked. I was like, oh, this is a problem. It's in VR, so I just hold my shield up and play the whole game like, don't look at anybody.
Yeah,
I'm not sure YouTube will be too pleased with this one. Yeah, loads of mods. Skyrim's brilliant. Can't wait for the Starfield mods to come along of all varieties.
Yeah, man.
Imagine. Oh my god.
Naked mod and all. I see. What about you, Seif? What have you been playing, man?
I've been playing Starfield, of course, as much as I possibly can. Been busy with personal life business as well, but any chance I get, it's definitely on that. Still haven't
how are you finding it?
I'm loving it. It's brilliant. I'm having some trouble with some elements that I'm not quite getting on with. I'm not really keen on base building and things like that. So that kind of micromanagement, I've never really enjoyed that in any kind of game. But the story, the atmosphere, the exploration, apart from running through stupid, randomly generated terrain all the time, there's no land vehicles, man. Give me a Mako. Something.
You want a Mako?
Yeah, I love the Mako, even with the dodgy,
I hated the Mako.
I love that.
With the
so
passion.
weird trying to climb up the steep hills. I miss those days. But no, I'm loving it. It's a really brilliant game. Apart from that, I downloaded Luigi's Mansion 3 because it was on sale.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure
it's supposed to be really good.
Very happy to hear about, but I haven't touched it yet. And F-099, which I'm very surprised at. I really enjoyed that. So that's a nice, fun game.
Bro, F-099, the 100 player thing, I said that should be, I think I said it even on the show years ago, that they should have 100 player like F-Zero X current gen game.
If it was a current gen one, can you imagine the craziness?
That'd be
so
mad.
fun, man. That's another reason why we need F-Zero to come back. Come on, Nintendo. Come on, guys.
Bro, they can easily do it.
Lilac Wars or Star Fox 99. Can you imagine? No, that's too much.
Bro, Nintendo is just sleeping on these fucking insane IP. Lilac Wars, man. I just got
I don't know how that would work with 99 players, but that was fun. I think it's about time we got a Star Fox game again as well.
Yeah, I remember playing Lilac Wars so much, man. Yeah, and F-Zero X. I never played F-Zero GX, but it desperately needs to come back.
And AX as well. I don't know if you ever played the arcade machine. I think it was only released in Japan. There was one, I found one somehow in the UK, and you have to sit kind of leaning back and the screen is above you. It's like you're at a cockpit of a ship. It's just crazy, man. So good.
That's sick.
It was nuts.
Yeah, sick. Oh, it's on screen right now. It looks nice, but they could easily do 100 player and even current gen, but N64, like the F-Zero X, they could have got that.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, but it's still sick. I still love the music of Big Blue.
Yeah.
Did it. I love that tune. Buttercup bruv. We got Julia Buttercup. You speak of Luigi's Mansion. That's the guy who's the voice of it. He's in the fucking chat, and he named all the French Pokemon. So apparently Pikachu's called Prikachu. Shout out to you, man.
No, my favorite is Jigglypuff. I'll never forget this. Playing Smash Brothers on the N64, I changed the language to French just to see what would happen. And the announcer comes on and says, Pommele Puff. And I thought that was fantastic. That's my favorite Pokemon of all time.
Pommele Puff. Fucking Bardakov in the chat. Good to see you, man. Oh, another brother from another mother. Another brother from another. Well, that sounds weird. Another other brother from another. I'm having a fucking brain fart. But yeah, man. Last but certainly not least, Dirt Griggity. What have you been playing, bro? PlayStation?
The
way you just laughed.
I haven't cut on my PS5 since I finished Miles Morales earlier this year. So I've just been sitting there. But no, I've been playing Starfield. Got like 60 hours in Starfield. I've been taking my sweet time. Also been playing a little MK1. Just started the story mode. It was pretty good. The story mode is pretty good so far.
I need to get in that.
Yeah, I'm early in it, but it's pretty good, man. Those stories and those MK games are nothing comes close when it comes to fighting games. Nothing comes close with those story modes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I'm playing a little, 2K. I'm an NBA fan, so I'm playing a little 2K. But those are 3 games that's in rotation right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Rotation is what everyone's on right now because there's fuckloads of games as well. MK1, I've just hold off because I'm going to be streaming soon and I want to do a live stream of that campaign. Do you know how long I know you just started it. Do you know how long the campaign is on the story mode is for MK1?
I'm not sure about this one, but they're usually like maybe 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, because I want to do a one sitting stream.
I think you can. Yeah.
It's probably possible. Yeah, MK11 seemed to take ages to me, but
that's what I was thinking about.
It seemed long to me. I don't know. Like, the story's always been a strong point, so that should be a good stream.
Definitely, it'd be jokes because it's just fucking wicked story. It's kind of like watching a movie but playing at the same time. It's gonna be wicked. Yeah, I'll be playing. I just started playing Lies of P, which is a fucking great game, man. Atmospheric, it's great. I've been playing. So the demo, you got a lot of content in the demo. Like you literally got a big chunk of this, just the literal beginning of the game in the demo. So I've been playing that, but I hear it's been nerfed like massively. So all the bosses got nerfed, movements got improved, and I fucking hate that. It's like the whole allure of this game is that it's difficulty, right? But you've launched it with a certain difficulty. Refinements, I can agree, but wholesale nerfing of bosses, like all the people at Ericuts for the win won't let me know that she wants to let me forget that I'm playing the easy mode now. And I'm like, fuck, I can't do anything about it. At least give me an option to revert back to the old unnerfed bosses. But yeah. So Abdel says not all bosses, only 3 or 4 bosses.
All bosses because they also massively buffed your little companion guy, I think. So in that sense, it's the entire game.
There's a companion. Okay. Spoilers. Thanks for that. But yeah. Okay. So right. Well, they have made some changes as well. The dodge was. I think the dodge got improved after the demo and before at launch of the game. I may be wrong there. But it felt different. Definitely felt different. So that's really good. Been playing Forza Motorsport, which I'm not allowed to talk about. That's going to be an interesting one when the embargoes are released. Is GaaS saying it's bad? Is he saying it's brilliant? Actually, if you want to know how good it is or how accurate, they didn't actually talk about it, but Digital Foundry did a good breakdown of that game, technically. And technically, based on what Digital Foundry, I mean, I played it, the preview build is pretty much, it has some improvements, but preview build is pretty much like the final version, because it's obvious you unlock freaking achievements in the preview build. So anyone with a brain knows there have been improvements, by the way. Yeah, so like, technically, oh shit, I was about to break some embargoes there. Fucking hell, man. It's like fucking Starfield all over again.
Don't break it, man.
Nah,
I know you want to talk about it, don't you?
I really do, though. Really do.
Assassins are at your door.
But it is the best. Anyway, Hoggy Channy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Well, the gift that keeps on giving. Memeable Jim Ryan is stepping down, being kicked out. Such a loss to source videos. Bro, you are so right about that, by the way.
That's true. Oh crap, yeah.
Bro, you see it, that face of it. Like, Jim, if you're watching it, you're not watching this.
I'm gonna still talk shit about Jim Ryan way after because this next phase in PlayStation is all him, so I'm still gonna have him on my thumbnails.
That is true. That is true, yeah. Man. This is his legacy, and
he might be replaced by another incompetent. So who knows? Fingers
yeah, who knows? Right. I might have some. We have some new sauce.
New material coming up.
I'm hoping they have such a memeable face. Please have a memeable face. That's the only thing I care about. But such a dick. God, Emperor Sofa King. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Jim crying lion forced into retirement. Right. Forced in. We'll talk about that. Was he forced? RC Polygons with a $10 super chat. With Jason Schreier reporting that Sony studios are uncomfortable with making GaaS games, it seems Xbox acquiring existing GaaS studios like ABK is better than forcing studios into making GaaS games.
Did he say that?
I don't know. But
I did not. I refute that, actually, sir. Excuse me, sir. I did not say that. Fake news.
Did Jason Schreier say that though? Because I would love to see that.
So much fake news.
I think I read something along those lines. And Thingy's out now, Foam Stars, and it's like getting a pretty lukewarm reception. It's like, yeah, this is no Splatoon. So like, no shits, man. It looked like shit, bro. Like it's like, come on. Splatoon's a really good game. I played quite a bit of Splatoon 2. I haven't played Splatoon 3. But yeah, Julian, you should play Splatoon because he's a Nintendo guy. But yeah, like if that's the case, then fine. In fact, actually, thanks for that super chat, I think I'll bring in this topic now. Jim Ryan, he says. And we'll go back to Jim Ryan stepping down right at the end. But he says that the Bungie deal can give Sony more value than Activision. So the $3 billion will give us more value than a $70 billion deal. Jim Ryan, is this why they said, okay, he's fucking crazy. Get rid of him. What do you think about this? Is he literally chatting shit? Or could they extract that much value out of Bungie?
Well, we've seen what Bungie has done so far. They, from the rumors that we've heard, they pretty much told Naughty Dog, listen, man, that Factions 2, that ain't it, man. You guys need to do something different. We heard like the rumor about Deviation Games. They said, this ain't it. This is not really, this isn't what a games as a service should be. But I think... Bro, I mean, come on now. Bungie, they're a good studio. They're a big, large studio. They had success. They have success with Destiny, the games as a service model. But just because you were successful with this style of games as a service, it doesn't mean having Naughty Dog, their best studio, in my opinion, in single player games, to all of a sudden, like, you're going to make their game a big success in games as a service, even out of the other studios. So I just think that he might be a little off here, because I don't see Bungie being more valuable than all of ABK. How can one studio be valuable than 8 to 9 studios? And that literally has the biggest multi-platform game that drops every year, and they've been doing it consistently for years. And they have a huge free-to-play game in Call of Duty Warzone that's doing very well. No, I don't know, man. Jim might be smoking that good stuff, man. And they told him, hey, Jim, man, go and get out of here, man. I don't know what's going on, but nah, I don't see him being
Yeah. I think you're right. I think I'm not saying that Bungie I think they can do a lot with that talent, and they can. I completely disagree with the notion that this was the anti-compete anyway, because if they really pull their socks up, Bungie, that is the studio that made a FPS, that made a console viable in this space, harder now, and sure, but they did deliver. But for him to say extract more value than $70 billion while simultaneously, like literally just riding these regulators and all the carpet burns it got for 2 years, and literally vigorously fought against this deal, and it seems like coping right now. Like it seems a bit delusional. You're talking about ABK with a staff of 10K, and how do you assess value? Like what you saying there?
GaaS?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Like, you're absolutely right. Let me say this, Wicker. You're absolutely right. I'm not saying Bungie isn't valuable.
Yeah,
but
no,
when you
absolutely
compare them to, ABK, I think he's a little off right there. So, yeah, I wanted to say that point before people think I'm saying Bungie is trash. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, when you compare him to $70 billion ABK.
It's fucking stupid. I saw the ponies going out with that. It's like, yeah. I mean, hey, look, Seif. Me and you are big Halo fans. Bungie did great. What did you think of Halo Reach, by the way? That was their last Halo game.
That was their last Halo game, right? So yeah, that was an incredible game.
Mm-hmm.
It proves the pedigree of the studio. Destiny, when it first came out, I think that was really, really brilliant. I got tired of it after a while, but it's lived on for a very long time. People still play it. There is definitely value in Bungie. There's no doubt about that. But this is definitely a case of clutching at straws. You cannot make that comparison with all seriousness. Come on. Call of Duty alone, that IP alone, dwarfs pretty much anything you can imagine. Why would you try and make that comparison? I don't know if he made these claims on his way out, or are they the reason why he's on his way out?
He was hurt, man.
He was definitely hurt. Have you seen the email correspondence? Like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's just like, oh yeah, we're a good.
As per my last email, we shall be fine.
Sorry, Jason. Asa, what's going on here? Come on, why would he make a statement like this? Is it a bit farcical? Does this get chalked up to one of his Jim Ryan's stupid quotes?
Do you know, he even specifically said that even if you ignore the difference in like purchase price, if you actually put them side by side, that Bungie will provide more value. And I agree with him. They're gonna put the purple mystic pay to unlock engrams in every Sony title, and they're gonna make billions and billions and billions. Bold strategy, Jim. Let's see how it plays out.
It's so, I don't understand why you're saying that. I mean, we haven't even really seen Bungie do anything under PlayStation. The last DLC that they released had a lukewarm response. Bungie killed off the momentum for factions. They literally said nope. Is that how you're assessing value? Maybe in long term. And I'm genuinely, despite being a bot, hoping factions deliver something great in the multiplayer space, because God knows we need it. But what the fuck are you doing? Also, ABK is more than just freaking Activision. We have to remember that. We got Blizzard, bro. What the fuck are you doing, bro? You're on crack, man. Jim Ryan, what the f? Get out there, man. This is what they fired him. They fired the. No, he's not.
Blizzard
He's not
King is what you're talking
yet.
about. Your statement there, that enthusiasm that you got for the value and the money, you've got to be talking King, not Blizzard.
Blizzard, as in terms of gaming value. I mean, okay. Activision
gaming
Blizzard,
value, no, because Jim Ryan runs Sony. He doesn't care about gaming value. He cares about how much money they can make. And if you're looking at, if you're comparing
Blizzard?
value between these, King is the one. Clearly, that's the big value in the ABK deal. Bobby Kotick bought the studio that makes Candy Crush for $5 billion and raised their value to $50 billion. $50 billion of that acquisition is King. That's how King were valued alone. So
wait, Bobby
they are the value
for $5? Fucking hell, Bobby Kotick for being a sexual deviant, and he fucking knows how to do his business.
Yeah, man.
Fucking crazy people, man. How the fuck are the fucked up people in the world? That's why they're so good at business. Speaking of which, Jim Ryan is not a bad person. Just an unfortunate victim in the console war. He's not even a victim. What am I saying? Am I making any sense? But okay, Activision Blizzard, like those two. I mean, Activision alone, man. Bungie is gonna have an uphill task of proving this value of the Jim Ryan statement. But yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about that. Thank you for that super chat earlier. That introduced that topic organically. Unlike the Bungie acquisition by Sony, or Arcade with a $2 super chat. Lots of microtransactions to make Bungie worth ABK is exactly what Asa was alluding to. 108 Dragon. Thank you, man. Good to see you, man. Thank you for the super chat. He goes, what's good, my brothers? Jim can work for me at my club. He can strip tease. What? The ponies. He was a double agent working for Microsoft. Great job. I have the DNA test. What are you talking about? 108. Jim is pizza faces her. He's talking about Dreamcast guy's father. That's so deep. That's so deep. So deep. I say that. I'm making a source video where I'm just literally rinsing him, but not in an overtly bad way. But we'll talk about Jim Ryan's exit right at the end, because it has massive ramifications, and contrary to what you might think or see, it has split the PlayStation fan base apart. Like, it's quite funny to see their reactions, their divergent reactions, and there's one correct one. We'll talk about that at the end, but let's talk about these. There's loads to talk about. Shout out to 575 people on there. Smash that like button. That's all. I saw, I don't know why I want to bring this up, but I saw these Twitch fucking streamers, Here's me saying, smash that like button. I feel guilty because I know it's like stupid, but the reason we say it is because it's psychology. You just see the numbers go up because people forget. I forget. So when I'm watching a podcast, it says, smash the like button. Oh, okay, yeah, shit, let me do it. And that's why I do it. And I feel guilty just telling people to do something, even though it's just liking the button. But there's this Twitch streamers out there just like, I don't know what the fuck his name was. Just like, oh, is it only $2 super chats? Everyone's
I saw
gifting
that, man. I saw that.
Fuck, kind
Crazy,
of prick.
Ungrateful bastards.
Wow.
Such a dick. How kind of dick do you have to be, bro? And I'll say this right now. If I ever turn into that, you can just shit on my chest, everyone in chat. Whether you super chat or not, whether you're just, as long as for turning up here, we love you. Honestly, just like, just as long as you're not Pony. Ponies as well, like as long as you're not a dick. Or Christopher Hart, which is basically a dick. State of Decay 3 planned for 2020. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. State of Decay 3 planned for 2027. State of Decay 3.
What the hell?
Well, okay. This is a rumor. So it comes Idle Slot. He says, according to Nora Shramex, that's a cool name. Nora Shramek, lightning technical artist at Undead Labs. State of Decay 3 is planned to be released in 2027. And then they deleted the post. Look, we've heard about Undead Labs being like having this turmoil internally. In disarray. When there's like, come on, man. There is something to this. I would not be shocked at all, ASO. What do you think about this, man? Like, I feel like that studio is kind of fucked.
I have some sympathy because obviously the State of Decay 3 CGI trailer was shown well before they had anything resembling a game. And that puts a lot of pressure on them that they probably didn't need as a small studio. State of Decay 2, they were still working on and supporting until like 2 or 3 months ago. And they handed that game over to, I think it's Wushu or something, like a third party have come in to take over development of that one. So State of Decay 2 is going to continue to be worked on. And you'd think that Undead Labs are probably starting in earnest, like getting the bulk of their was pretty small team onto State of Decay 3 at the point of that transition. So 2027 sounds very likely. We always say, like, Microsoft bought loads of studios in about 2017, 2018 when they bought Ninja Theory and Undead Labs and Playground and all of those. They didn't see a very quick return from any of them. Obviously, you've got the COVID pandemic stuff in there and all the rest of it. It is a very long time to wait on a return from Undead Labs, but they have put in the work on State of Decay 2. It is a much better game than it was at launch. And maybe they'll do something brilliant with this one. Maybe they'll make that dream game that they want, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Shout out to Classic Cage in the chat. Petron says Undead Labs wanted to switch to Unreal Engine 5, right? So maybe that's why that's happened. Maybe. Did you ever play State of Decay? Are you a fan of that?
Love State of Decay 2. Like Asa said, the game is so much better than it was initially. They've supported the game since release, pretty much. They just dropped another update recently. I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, I love State of Decay 2. I had like 80 hours in it. Yeah. The Wushu Studios developed it. 2027. If this is true, that's that's a very long time.
10 years, bro.
Yeah, considering they dropped the State of Decay 3 trailer in 2020. Whoa, that's a very long time. I hope this isn't true, because I was thinking, 2025. If it was 2027, it is what it is. Xbox has enough content where they don't have to rely on State of Decay like they maybe had to rely on State of Decay 2 in 2018. They have a lot of content. So, I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. Not too happy about it, but if that's what it's going to take for them to build this game how they want to build this game, so be it. Like I mentioned, Xbox has enough content this generation where they'll be okay.
That is the key takeaway from that. And it's not because I'm just like, because it favors Xbox. It's actually quite interesting you say that. That is a transformative change from Xbox, that we were relying like Xbox fans for IPs. We could count them on our like a singular hand. And like a State of Decay, if that could come. In fact, I often find that in conversations and listing of games or recollection of Xbox exclusives, State of Decay sometimes almost gets forgotten about. Not because it's irrelevant, but because there are some beastly games on that list, and there's a big list. It's a big list.
Well, in comparison, it's not really high priority. There's that kind of game, but
I mean, ultimately. Yeah, it's just not a high priority, but it's going to be interesting how they handle that content in that game.
I think it's an IP with... Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No, go.
I think it's an IP with tremendous potential. If you guys remember, when State of Decay 2 dropped, it won... I think it was number one in NPD that month that it dropped. As far as sales. Yeah. I could be mistaken. Somebody help me out in the chat. I believe State of Decay won NPD.
It did really well as far as sales.
Yeah, for the month that it dropped. Meaning that franchise has huge potential to be a much bigger franchise. State of Decay 2, when it released, it let a lot of people down because going back to what I said, Xbox needed content. Some of the games weren't ready, but they dropped them. State of Decay 2 was one, like Sea of Thieves was another, but the franchise, I really believe it could be a big franchise. But at this point, people gotta trust them again because it's been so long. Even though State of Decay 2 was pretty solid, it's still, the game that dropped in 2018. So they want a new State of Decay, and so we'll see what happens.
There's a lot to pack that. Shout out to Fonzie. I know you're going through a lot, so I just want to send my love to Fonzie. He had a bereavement in his family. Mad love to you, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Fonzie.
Fonzie, we'll try and entertain you as best we can because humor is the only way I know how to deal with serious issues. But like, Seif, come on, man. Actually, on that point about scope, State of Decay, I'm a bit worried about what's actually left in the original studio, if it's going to be a shell of its former self. But did you ever play State of Decay?
I've never played it, but I know that I've got some friends that played it and they enjoyed it. I think it did have some teething issues from what I understand, but it was quite popular with quite a lot of people. So I'm not sure about State of Decay 3. Why would they sort of mention a release date so early on? They
didn't mention a release date, but because 2027 is the well, this is the thing. You got to be careful here. And chat, I have to be clear here. It's a rumor. It's not an announcement. It's because a lead technical artist or lighting artist, was she had a post up on a resume, and the year is given 2027. So it could be speculation, could be wrong, but it doesn't sound like it's far away from the truth because there was. The reports, I think VGC broke the news that they had a little internal expose or whatever part of the reporting that there was a little turmoil within the studio existing, nothing to do with Microsoft. They had some issues internally, culturally, some issues, and they said they were remarkably. Someone said they were very surprised of how hands off Microsoft was with that problem. So the problem existed within Undead Labs, and Microsoft now owning them did remarkably little. It's quite funny because they just acquired them. Microsoft's going to be like, all right, we want to give you creative freedom, and then they're like, well, you should breastfeed us as well a little bit. And so that Booties is like handing a little tit here. He's like, all right, I'm going to breastfeed. Hopefully, he's breastfeeding it Undead Labs now properly because this is the thing. If you think this management problem is an issue now, imagine what Activision Blizzard will add to that. That will add some madness. Hey, so do you remember with the State of Decay? The developers said what they aimed for with State of Decay 3, which is exactly what every State of Decay fan, in my opinion, imagines. A big, like, vast, almost MMO RPG element of State of Decay. And the developers explicitly said that they're going for that vision. Do you still think that's going to happen?
I do think that's going to happen as well. Yeah, they're taking their time, so they've got to get it right. Microsoft have obviously got this plan, this emphasis on using their big infrastructure. Whether the rumored console turns out to comes to fruition or not, either way, we know that Microsoft do have this emphasis on stuff running on the cloud. And hopefully State of Decay 3 can be a massive example of it. It is a studio that started small. State of Decay 2 was in the grand scheme of things, if you look at like first party publishers and all the rest of it, they were a small team doing a small game. And like Dirt said, it didn't launch to critical acclaim when it came out. You could make a little comparison with Days Gone. If it had been a Sony IP, there wouldn't be a State of Decay 3 because it didn't hit those metrics. Hopefully these studio leaders can release their dream and hopefully it'll be good. There's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to both approaches because Sony do put out quality as a result of being that ruthless. But yeah, hopefully the creative gamble will play off and we'll get something wonderful.
Wow, the creative gamble. I like that. Hopefully we do see that. That would be amazing. Also, State of Decay is an example of Microsoft not just giving up with a sequel, but not also, well, maybe it perhaps speaks more of Undead Labs, but I think they get some Microsoft credit here. Microsoft supporting the game so that initially when it didn't launch well, it became not only they had a major graphics revision, the whole game looked different.
It looked a lot better. Yep, a lot better.
Way better. I couldn't tell the difference between State of Decay 1, which I played, but not State of Decay 2. I was like, I played a tiny bit of State of Decay 2. It's a game that demands your time, and that's the only reason I can't play a game like this and another RPG and a JRPG and a fighting game to be good at. And it's like you have to pick and choose. It's scary. It's crazy when you get older. It's so depressing, actually.
Too much choice, not enough time.
Exactly, man. Like this year is an example of that.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. Like State of Decay. Hopefully, that comes out just fucking be good, man. Because right now I'm a little bit jaded with Microsoft and the Xbox is like technological kind of performance. I want to see the big crazy one. Forza might be for a lot of people though, because races are races, man. There's only a limit on how much better they can go. But yeah, that's that. Let me read some super chats. Reforge, I need you to support the stream. He's doing a Reforge impression. God Emperor Surfer King. I will never do that. I need you to support the stream. Let's shut the fuck up, make good content. Anyway, Nintendo the Otaku with a $5 super chat. State of Decay 3 as a 2027 game makes sense. If rumors are true, that it will be the MMO that the original game was supposed to be. I thank you, Nintendo, for adding some hope. Because that will be incredible. Do you know, that will hit all the right vibes. What was that game that actually, I don't think it's launched yet, but it was on PC. The same kind of, like, it looks like The Division, but it's got zombies, a long story, but it looks like plain as fuck. But it was so hyped. Chat, come on, it's on PC only.
Yeah, they had to change the name recently, didn't they? It was...
yeah.
What was it again?
I can't remember. It had some legally disputed name.
Yeah. That's the one. It looks like The Last of Us.
What's it called?
The Day or something. Something with the...
Oh, yeah.
The day after, the day before, tomorrow's, yesterday's...
the day before. Is that what's called? The day before.
Day before, yeah.
Safe, you kind of got it there.
I was there. What was there?
The day before. Because the day before looks amazing. Yes. So, like, I want to see, like, high fidelity.
Yeah, that looks sick.
And I hope they drop the cartoony animation style a bit as well. It looked a little bit cartoony. I want a little bit more serious things in that game because the zombies need to look scary, man. But MMORPG is just going to be basically it's going to be The Walking Dead, the MMO. That's what you want. Just Walking Dead. Whereas humans, and you could easily do it. You could like not have 1,000 players. Because the scary part about the Walking Dead series is the humans are the most fucked up thing about the whole situation.
Yeah.
It's quite a commentary on humanity because the undead are just a predictable zombie horde.
It's an obstacle for them to overcome, but then it actually reveals human nature as something to try and overcome these kind of obstacles, and you see how they kind of interact with each other. If they make a game of that, that would be just, imagine getting into a little squad, but your squad is a community, and one person's the soccer mom, one person's the guy that sweeps the crap on the floor. I'm playing as her. That'd be so cool, man.
I always find that with The Walking Dead and those kind of movies or setting or fiction, I'm always like hoping that it gets into safety, like into a city and stuff. And I want him to get, because it's like kind of projecting a little bit if I'm in that situation. But when you get to the little thing, it's like, this is kind of shit. It looks too idealistic. Like, it has to be a little bit raw. It's a bit weird. I always found that weird in that movie. But can you imagine? I don't think it'll be that. Like, I think it could be, but it'll still have the same mechanics of State of Decay's. You leveling up system, and you level up, gathering resources to build stuff. So it will be like that. It won't be The Division, like tonally, and The Last of Us. But I just wanted to make that clear. Excalibur with a $10 super chat. Thank you, man. He goes, if Sony wants to truly make a Bungie a comparable value, they need Bungie to produce Engram Casino. Bro, are you stealing Ace's comments? Slot machines for purple engrams, blackjack tables for yellow engrams, and jackpots for red rare shaders. And you know what? It'll probably fucking work, because that's how we are geared. Luap Nitsua, thank you for the $1 super chat with no message. And actually, I don't think you can give a message with $1, but £1. Apologies, £1. Thank you. If you wanted to leave a message, you're happy, you can do so. I'll try and find it in the chat, which is going to be nightmarish. I'm sorry, because I have ADHD. Highlander 001 with a $2 super chat. I'm so sorry for your loss, Fonz. Yes, shout out to Fonz, man. Absolutely. It's one of the hardest things, I'm sure, that everyone has to go through. So apologies, man. Mad love to Fonz, man. He's still a soldier, man. Soldiered through, man. It's a lesson for me. Frozen King with a $5 super chat. If you read the expose, it was a few people, about 2 or 3, who felt their input wasn't taken into account and felt they were being mistreated afterwards. You're talking about Undead Labs. And this is the thing that actually happened to the initiative, because you had all these super capable quadruple A studio hires, and what happened, and I'm pretty sure this is exactly what happened, but I don't know if you'll ever find out. You got all these incredibly talented people. They're all very opinionated as well. And it's just like, you can hire all these people, but making them work together is a whole fucking ball game, which is why ABK is going to be a massive project for Xbox. But I like the fact that they have that appetite. Yeah, you're right. And that's the challenge for Microsoft and Xbox, and fostering an environment like that. And then talking about cross-pollination between the studios and using technology amongst studios and technology sharing. That's all well and good. But can they even sort themselves out internally? But yeah, Undead Labs, shout out to them. Just like Sea of Thieves, the game like started basic and then it just got massive, just shot up. So Microsoft's games have that tendency to do that based on their almost live service element, although State of Decay doesn't really have that live service aspect as well. Baldur's Gate 3's producer has joined Playground Games. Baldur's Gate 3 is going crazy. If you had any doubt about Xbox becoming the RPG powerhouse and its intention to double down on it, that's the one. Talk to me, bro. Like Fable, yeah. Look, I got so much shit for. Remember that? Where I was telling people that Fable's quite far away. I also think, I still maintain that, even though it looks fucking crazy based on that and that trailer, I think it's far away. But Fable, in my opinion, that is the game. Yeah. Xbox's best chance now. Because Starfield didn't hit that 90 meta. Let's keep it real, even though it's fucking IGN or whatever. You get that media bias all the time. But 84 is a sizable difference from 94 and 95 that people were saying for Starfield. But I think Fable is going to be that game. Maybe it's not because I'm just like, GaaS. It's because the same studio got the only fucking 90 game on Xbox right now this generation, which is Forza Horizon 5. Right. And I think they'll deliver the best Fable game ever. What do you think?
I agree. Well, they're adding talent. They continue to add talent. And now let me ask you guys. Now you say you think it's far away. I'm thinking 2025. What are you thinking?
2025. Well, that's far away from me. But
I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, technically, it is far away.
But it's reasonable.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. I think Fable is going to be huge. Well, because Playground Games, like you mentioned, guys, Playground Games, they're just a talented developer. I understand Horizon is a racing game, and this is not a racing game, but it's being built on the same engine. And I just feel that Playground Games want to be the best. They want to be one of those studios when they're about to drop a game. You're like, you know what? I know it's going to be quality because that's Playground.
And that's the difference between a lot of studios. Mm-hmm. That is the big difference. That like everyone says, "Oh, GaaS, that doesn't make any sense," or "Duh, that's obvious. Everyone wants to be the best." No, that's not the case. Of all the sea of studios, you can see that clearly from their product. Like, absolutely. No matter how, there are some studios that aim for the top. Naughty Dog is one of them. Guerrilla Games, I believe, is one of them from Sony's side. A lot of Sony studios, you have to give them credit. They aim for that top. Mm-hmm. And Microsoft, the biggest examples are the Coalition. Mm-hmm. That they are very confident in them. Playground Games is probably their best studio. And well, Turn 10 are there actually, and those three, like, but it's Gears and Forza, fine, but now you've got Ninja Theory as well. They're also there, boom, there. And even freaking Bethesda, they're very ambitious. Like, they tried to deliver something huge, and it was, and Xbox is probably biggest success this gen. But I think Fable is going to be the one. If I was going to ask you about Fable. Fable. What? I mean, by the way, have you played Baldur's Gate? I imagine you haven't.
I haven't played Baldur's Gate. No.
Neither have I.
I don't think it's really my kind of game, but I will play it. But...
Yeah, I don't think it's my boogie, as I like to say.
It's not my cup of chai.
Very different ways of saying things, but absolutely.
Hey, yo, GaaS. Apparently, it's not PlayStation guys' cup of tea either, right? After all that trash,
bro. There's radio silence. My PlayStation friend is playing freaking State of Decay. He used to play and Starfield. That's all he's playing. Baldur's Gate. He's like, he looked at it. He's like. He was warring in the chat. It's like, Baldur's Gate. I was like, it's not PlayStation exclusive. He thought it was because of fucking. How many people said it on social media? He actually thought it was exclusive, and he goes, "Ben, it's not exclusive." And then, but he's playing Starfield. He's loving it. He's hooking up.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's seen the light, but no one's playing everyone's playing Baldur's Gate, but in the PC. I don't know. I'll question how many people on PlayStation are playing it. Asa, I know you were streaming a lot of Baldur's Gate. How far are you, by the way, before I go back to Seif? Like you said, like chapter 3 is going to be shit. Are you far in that game?
No, I'm still on. I think I'm just getting to the end of Act 1. I'm 40 hours into it. I only play it twice a week. So I play it with Isla and with my wife, and we stream it on a Tuesday and a Friday. It's brilliant, and I love that game. But it is, like I always say when people ask about it, it is a turn-based, tabletop-based. Like it's a computer interpretation of Dungeons and Dragons, and if you look at it and you look at the trailers and you think that's not my kind of game, then you're probably right. Like you can make that assessment and trust yourself. But it is if you're in it for the storytelling and you do like that kind of combat, there's so much you can do, and it is so much fun. I love that game.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
Same.
I feel like it wouldn't be safe.
I've always wanted to play it. That's the thing. I've always wanted to get into it, but it just seems like such a faff. It's just so much effort. You got to sit there and a dungeon master, and maybe you have to wear wizard robes. I don't know if that's a thing.
You do. In my head.
Then you make your character, then you got to roll the dice, and the dice is not even a normal dice. It's like a weird thing. And then the worst thing is, okay, we're going to get to Star Wars soon. I know that, and you can see my hat. I'm a Star Wars guy. You know I'm a Star Wars fan. I have a limited edition. I forgot what it's called. It's a tabletop RPG of Star Wars. And it's like the 30th anniversary edition of it. And I bought it just for the reference books and stuff like that because it's amazing. And I've never played it. And I have no one to play it with because no one's as nerdy as I am.
It's true, but that's exactly why. If I told my mates, like, yo, you guys want to play Dungeons and Dragons? I just get the shit kicked out.
What a nerd. I'm going to take your lunch money or something and give you a wedgie.
Well, my mates were pretty, like, they were gamers, but Dungeons and Dragons felt like like almost. And again, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, I'm 90% of probably
no offense.
everyone do. That's
Hashtag
fine.
not racist, but just saying.
But it's like those Warhammer shops, they scare the shit out of me. Like I like the models, Warhammer like models look sick. Like the mech suit so good. I put that in my source video as well. No, I didn't. I kind of did. Yeah, briefly. But when you look into those Warhammer shops, bro, I'm like, you see the brands in there, like it's gonna smell a certain way that I'm gonna go. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. But it's just, yeah, it's not for me. But forget that. Fable, like, okay, obviously, the Fable. Did you like Fable?
Oh, I loved Fable, man.
Me and you on the 360 forums, we used to talk about Fable. Man.
That's one of the first things we talked about. Yeah, Fable. I used to love Fable, man. Those games were amazing. I miss Peter Molyneux. That guy was nuts.
No,
that guy was like he was another version of Jim Ryan.
That's an accurate description.
And I think for the next Fable to succeed, you need Peter Molyneux. If there's no Peter Molyneux, I am boycotting. No, I'm joking. But I can't wait for that game, man. And yeah, the studio is amazing. I think they're going to do amazing things. Yeah. The trailer that they showed last time looked incredible. And as long as they get that atmosphere from the original Fable games, that very British sense of humor, that kind of whimsical, kind of nostalgic feel, I think it's going to be incredible. I really can't wait for that. And that's the next big sort of Xbox IP and exclusive would be something like a Fable. And yeah, bring it on, man. Bring it on.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what's so funny about Fable? Fable looks so impressive. People were saying that was not gameplay, even though it said in-game footage.
And the developer came out.
I'm sorry.
And the developer came out.
Yeah. And then the focus went to the protagonist. She ugly. Like, really? That's
she
the only
is
thing
not exactly aesthetically pleasing, though. Let's be real. I mean, but that's beauty.
But they had to, people had to find the real face model to show that she was the pretty young lady. Then it's like,
yeah, that's so deep. That's so deep. Imagine you motion capture your face for a game, and the game becomes notorious for having an ugly I'm saying ugly protagonist. I've seen the picture of the lady. She's beautiful. Like,
she's beautiful. Yeah.
If the game gives you the option to create your own character, I guarantee you, I'm going to look worse. So I'm
Can you imagine my face in the game?
You should.
No, that was a Dreamcast guy's face.
Oh,
sorry.
You should see my Starfield characters.
I'm sorry,
nightmares.
But yeah, I have seen your fucking faces are brilliant. But this game, I think, is actually going to be. And you hit the comedy point. This is the only thing I was worried about. It's like not too many like little fart jokes and basic bitch jokes. I think the comedy's like evolved. And here, when they got this, I always forget this actor's name. He's brilliant. What's his name?
Richard Ayoade.
Whom are you talking of?
That's it. And Richard Ayoade is so fucking.
Oh, Richard Ayoade.
Yeah. How'd you put it? I was going to say like Diode. It's like diode. What the?
Diode. No, he's brilliant. Yeah, Ayoade. Yeah. And he's perfect for Fable, by the way. That's what they need, because I remember they had like, what's his name? Not Stephen King. Stephen Fry. They had Stephen Fry in the Fable.
Oh yeah, in the last game.
2 or 3. Was it 3? I think it was 3.
Yeah. It's quite...
And they got these British actors, and it's just so quintessentially British. And I think that is a very big key to a success.
Yeah, and I think they'll nail it here. I think they'll nail it.
I think
here.
So. I think
because the first game had a lot of problems actually. Peter Molyneux's promise of this big open world got actually constricted to these little linear parts, and you had just go there here.
He was very overly ambitious. I still remember to this day watching some of the behind the scenes videos that he was talking about gameplay elements. I think in Fable 2, like all this context sensitive. You can smash enemies into like shelves and stuff like that. And I swear to you, I never found any of that in the game. I don't know what happened. That guy used to make so many promises, man. Oh god.
Yeah, man. The thing is, though, that the thing is, it's actually really harsh on Peter Molyneux that his legacy is defined or viewed as failure because his ambitions were really high, and he also delivered Black and White, which was an incredible game if you ever played it back then on PC, where you remember that monster? It's like a god game, like you had
God Sim, you
could slap around this monster or be evil, and then it morphed into it. The way you treated this animal, he would just behave. He was really nice to him. He'd be angelic. But if you were a prick, he would be evil. Mine was evil. And then, like, he had these incredible aspirations. And I will say,
he was very good, man. Very ambitious guy, like I said.
Even though he didn't hit those ambitions, and he actually came out a few weeks ago, actually saying that he regrets making those statements, which I feel sorry for him for. But
same.
He
did deliver so much as well, though. So you're right. It's sad that he's remembered for the things that he didn't deliver. When I still look back at the first Fable game, and I'm still waiting for other people to really take on board the way that character development worked in that game. The way that if you spent your time outside, you had a suntan. If you ran around a lot, you became skinny. If you held a heavy weapon, you became like big and strong. And like your scars lasted throughout the game unless you went and got some healing somewhere. All of that kind of stuff. I was playing that on the first Xbox. Going, this is going to revolutionize like online games if someone takes this on board and gives you a character that is developed naturally according to the way that you play. You could be evil and you get the horns and you get the halo if you're really good and all of that kind of stuff. But it was all based on what you were doing rather than like attribute points and customizations and sliders and things. You all started as the same kid and you grew them differently depending on how you played. And he did all of that so far beyond, like, you get little bits of it in Gran Turismo San Andreas and things like that where people have started to follow on. But this was like 20 years ago. So he should be remembered for the good things he did deliver rather than the trees that didn't grow.
Yeah, exactly. It's the trees that didn't grow. That and Milo. Let's be real. That was.
I was just about to bring up Milo. That's why I was about to bring up Milo.
The fuck up with Milo is so.
I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, "Yo, the Kinect is going to be a game changer." Oh my god.
We're at that tech just now. He was so ahead in his
ahead of his time. Always was.
He was. Peter Molyneux, if you're watching this, you were ahead of your time. Your execution faltered tremendously to the point of failure, but your mixed successes were incredible. And you know, I respect someone like that way more. And this wasn't a red herring. There wasn't just spurious bullshit. Like, this wasn't posturing. This was real intent that he attempted to execute very, like, with a lot of passion, and unfortunately that doesn't always translate to success. So shout out to Peter Molyneux. I think Fable, however, and this is going to be a sour point for someone as a creative like that birthed this series, will be better under Playground Games than it would ever have been. That's how highly I think I hold Playground Games to such esteem, but also the potential of what they can do and with the IP. And finally, what they showed off, even though it was like bullshot territory. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be fooled by bullshot territory, even though it says that. I know it's a good reflection of what the final kind of game will look like. I feel like it'll be downgraded, but it'll still be so stunning. We won't complain. And I think they're going to deliver an incredible game. And I think this is going to be marked as, GaaS, you moved from fucking Starfield to Playground Games. But if you ever watch back on the show, you will know that I've always said that Fable could be the best Fable game ever. So yeah, shout out to Baldur's Gate fucking guys there. It's gonna be sick, right? If they can make the teams work together. Yeah, bloody bastard fucker. Anyway, Fantasticals for the €5 super chat. Whenever I need a good laugh, I like to rewatch the Source videos where Seif and GaaS roleplay as the Brazilian and Saudi regulators. Oh man, that's so nice to hear, man. Yeah,
thank you for that, man. We should bring those guys back. Those characters need to come back.
We need to do those skits again, bro. I miss you so much with those. We had a good time as well.
So many good
badly organized. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Incredibly badly organized, but we get there in the end usually. You know how many times I got in trouble with my wife because GaaS holds everything up? Bloody hell.
It's a fucking stressful affair, people. It's like the pressure is so good, you have to do it. But that one wasn't even planned. It was just, I said, just Seif, lie down. That sounds fucking sexual. Well, you have laid down quite a few. That sounds wrong. Pause. But you have. In this video, like, you're masturbating to Jim Ryan's photo. Jim Ryan is such a fucking source of incredible memes. Not only the Arab one, but that one as well. Like, Jim Ryan's a legend. We'll talk about him in a bit. But yeah, we need to do that. We need to bring it back. Mescalito, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Do you think the fact that they had an actress for a protagonist in Fable trailer means that you won't be able to create your protagonist? No. They only have two. I was gonna fucking murk myself there. I was gonna say there are only two choices there, but I can't say that anymore because I'll get fucking fucked. Actually fucking paused. You know what? This is a bad Next topic. Next topic. Oh my fucking days. Next topic. Actually, we're talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
KOTOR.
Yes,
KOTOR. That's the old rub. Yeah. Another game I actually never got to play because it's just.
Yeah, I never played it either.
Oh, you guys are missing out. You're missing out.
Kept saying, is that the Star Wars fan saying it? And you're the gamer.
Look, I think I've mentioned this before. So, as a Star Wars fan, KOTOR is a must-play. That's for sure. If you're an RPG fan, I strongly recommend that you give it a go. A Western RPG fan.
Yeah.
It's distinctive. It's unique. It has a great story. It's fun. It's customization. It's amazing setting. The combat is unique. The system that they use. It's just please give it a go if you have a chance. Obviously,
do you think it's aged well?
It hasn't aged very well. I've been trying to play it on Steam lately, and it's.
You said, please give it a go.
Yeah, please give it a go.
Now.
Maybe 20 years ago, give it a go, but or however when it came out, 15 years ago, I don't know how old it is now. It was very good. Now it's aged badly. Remake, I was very excited to hear about a remake coming out. Okay, PlayStation exclusive. I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. I've got a PlayStation. I'll survive. But now we hear some very troubling news. Guys, if you'd like to explain what's going on.
Yeah, so apparently, Sony's hidden the trailer, and then people are like, oh, that's a sign about it, because we were hearing about the project being paused indefinitely or something like that. And then Sony remarked yesterday that as just a very basic press statement, as part of normal business, we delist assets with licensed music with licenses that expire. But the music that's being used in the trailer is the main Star Wars theme, lad.
The theme, yeah.
So if you're making a Star Wars game, like, it's a bit.
I mean, if you don't have the license for the music in a Star Wars licensed game, that's a bit worrying. That's not a good start. Like, what's next? You have to replace lightsabers with fucking baguettes or something.
That's a great
as long
point.
as they make the Zhu sound. That's
a
fine.
great point. How do you not have Star Wars licensed music in the Star Wars game? That's
it's like half the fun. It's the music is iconic. You can't. Anyway, so I don't know if there's something behind this, some dark machinations, but it's interesting because I think the developer changed. The developer changed.
Literally, Dirt's chat right now. I was trying to replicate WBG before he tried to cancel me. This is literally Dirt's chat. Everyone's making fun of him, calling him fucking. All they call him is Blade. They call you something
call me
else.
Black Lavender, man. I don't know what the hell that even means.
That's a cool superhero name.
Every time I tune in, it's just you reading a super chat where it was like, is Wesley Snipes? I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's never got. Why is your chat on you lot for that?
I don't know. It's out of love, though.
Yeah, I know. It is. I love. Your chat loves me, though, right? Yeah. Someone sent me a clip of, I think, it's Sean's show, and someone's like, "What? Whoever did that, I'll find out who it is." But I forgot the name. He said, "Don't. You can invite Crap Gamer because he's redeemed himself, but don't invite Crap Gamer. You fucking idiot! Do you think I've ever done anything remotely close? What? I called out Xbox. I was pissed, but I didn't go fucking turn coat because Phil Spencer critiqued a freaking thing I said. Crap Gamer. Whoever said that, I forgot the name. I think it was Neville in the chat. Newer sent it to me. I was just like, shut up. But I found it so funny. You and Sean just laughing at me like, what the fuck's going on? But Dirt, let me ask you. If this is an PlayStation got a fat. Even I said it at the time. This is a backhand in 4K from Sony on Xbox when KOTOR was an Xbox exclusive. The PlayStation gets this game exclusively. And we kept looking like it's timed, it's got to be timed. No, man, there's no time limit mentioned here. But if this was Xbox and this happened, fucking you'd be like, Xbox management is shit. Yeah. Like, what's going on? I'm not seeing any
nothing. I'm not saying anything.
Cody, is this another Baldur's Gate that you never gave a shit about, or you didn't? And you're just making noise. Come on, man. This is a bit of an L.
Yes, I'm not seeing anything, bro. Even the whole thing with factions, when that news dropped that there's some issue with factions. Nobody talked about it. like a few people, you know, on the Xbox side, we talk trash. But
He said ponies didn't even talk about it.
and nobody talked about it. Now, this is something, come on, it's clear this game is most likely canceled. We heard rumors earlier this year that the game isn't doing well. Like, didn't they fire Aspire or something? Aspire,
they've changed developer.
They changed developers.
Yeah, that was what happened.
It's gone to Saber Interactive.
Yeah,
But
Saber Interactive.
The thing is, Embracer Group own both Aspire and Saber.
I didn't know that.
And because Embracer are doing some reshuffling, and
that's a very nice way of saying it.
I know. I'm just trying to be as polite as possible. Yeah. So Embracer are reshuffling.
Yeah,
just very gently moving things around. Very cute, you know. So there's a very good chance. There's a very good chance that the project has been closed.
Yeah.
I hope not, because I was really looking forward to that, you know. But what can you do? No problem.
Hey, listen, if this project is canceled, let me be messy for a quick second here, guys. If this project is canceled, Jim Ryan signed the worst third-party deals, with the exception of maybe Final Fantasy. Deathloop is a game. You know, PlayStation guys didn't really want to play that game.
Most people didn't.
Ghostwire Tokyo, that's not a game they really want to play. Forspoken, no. Final Fantasy 16 did fine, I guess. But you think about this game, KOTOR. I mean, there's some other stuff I can't think off the top of my head that just doesn't sound too promising for the future. Maybe that's why they told Jim to go ahead and get your ass out of here. I don't know, man. But yeah. So if this game gets canceled, which it seems like it is, man. I mean, like you said, they licensing and the only thing they play was Star Wars music. Come on, bro.
Yeah, it looks
complete BS.
Asa, this looks like this is going to be one of those that's going to be cancelled. I genuinely don't want it to be cancelled, by the way. I never played KOTOR, by the way, before anyone fucking says it. I'm being truthful. But Asa, what do you think?
Yeah, like as Embracer go, they're a bit of a mess at the moment, and they're definitely making cuts all over the place. Besides Crystal Dynamics and Eidos, Saber are probably their most competent. Well, they've got Gearbox as well, but they're one of their more established, more productive studios that have a lot on their plate at all times, because they're a porting house as well. They do a lot of work on other games and things. But yeah, it's not looking good for this one to ever see the light of day. And Sony's story for the reason that it's gone away doesn't really, it rings pretty hollow, like you all said. There's probably a lot more going on besides that, because yeah, Star Wars music is Star Wars music. So I don't know. I doubt we'll ever see it. I hope that we do. I've not played the original, and I wish that I had.
Bastard.
Yeah. So Stephen Totillo says, like, he's the one, I think he broke this, because I shared what I asked and what they told me, and what I asked after that. In my follow-up, I also flat out asked if the game was still in development or not. No response.
Wow.
Sorry, he didn't hear anything. That's a simple question. It's not a trick question, bruv. Like, the game that you announced is coming. Are you still working on it? I need a fucking tumbleweed, not tumbleweed, cricket sound check. Yeah, I need a little. I've got what is this? That's the wrong sound. That's Tears for Fears. I thought I had a sound effect. Very moving.
Some cicadas or crickets or something in the back.
That's what I wanted. Like, that definitely needs to happen. There is a button.
Hey, that's a Star Wars sound effect. That's a TIE fighter. You can't do that.
That's a TIE fighter. That's not how we scream, but it does sound like the TIE fighter. Fucking hell. Well, we'll find out what happened with KOTOR. That one, I definitely wanted to play if they maybe turn-based. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's like a pseudo turn-based combat.
Pseudo, isn't it? Yeah, like
the remake wasn't going to be. That was one of the controversial things around the announcement, because it was going to be a real-time action kind of game, not a faithful remake of the turn-based.
That'd be perfect.
If the story was the same, that would still be amazing, though. Like it's like Final Fantasy VII remake. I couldn't play the original, to be honest with you, but I love the remake. I love the real-time combat. So KOTOR with that kind of combat, that dynamic sort of combat, would be amazing. So
that's the thing is, people will be reluctant to or the old faithful would be they're like, oh, you're just going to make it, what's the word, simple. That's the problem with those kind of mechanics. They're just like, the fear is that the complexity of the game is diluted to cater for like this third person action thing, but that doesn't necessarily need to be the case because you can, like, I don't know, it's a deep RPG. What can you do? It's not like any of the spells. You just got the force and that's it. Shit game. Anyway, Xbox. Let's very quickly talk on this topic. I don't know if it's gonna. Asa, do you think this is going to make a difference? This is a VR topic after all. Xbox Cloud Gaming is bringing Xbox games to MetaQuest VR. Does anyone give a shit? No one gives a shit. End of talk.
No one should give a shit. No, not at all. So a long time ago when the Rift CV1 was out, so Oculus's first headset, there was an Xbox app on the Rift CV1 that let you stream games from your Xbox console. If you had an Xbox One on your home network, then you could do exactly that with the big projector screen. The PlayStation VR 2 has a cinema screen, so you can play all of the pancake games in there if you want to. It's not what VR's for. It's just if you've got a TV, it's a better experience for a TV-based game because it just is. So no, I don't think very much of that particular announcement. What it might do is make a few ripples, a few little waves with the community of people that don't know that it's not a great way to play games. It's got the Xbox community going, oh, here's a thing in VR that might be of some interest to me. So it might get some people's attention, but actually using it, so circumstantial. Like the PlayStation Portal thing. If you do not have access to your TV because your family members are using it, maybe you've got a use case. But outside of that very specific scenario, not even me. I love VR and I don't care for that.
Yeah, well, that says a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't think, the MetaQuest advert that they showed off the games for the new MetaQuest looks very impressive with the almost AR kind of tech and stuff. When's that coming out? Are you going to get that, Asa?
Soon, October that comes out, October 10th, I think. And I think everybody except me should get it. It's going to be brilliant. I've already got a Quest Pro, so for me, it's a bit more of a side grade. The most exciting features of the Quest 3 are like the lenses and things like that, which I already kind of have. But this is much cheaper than the Quest Pro, and I think people that have looked at the specs on paper and tried to figure out how much of a step up from the Quest 2 this thing is will be blown away when they actually put it on their face and realize how much more meaningful the upgrade actually is my estimate for that one. I don't think it's going to sell as well as the Quest 2 because it's quite a bit more expensive than the Quest 2 was at launch, and that's a big deal in that space. But I think it will be a really good device, yeah.
Wow. It's good to see those strides happening, even though a lot of people perceive the VR market to be just quite lukewarm. I think carried by the success of the Quest 2 speaks volumes about there is an inherent desire for that technology to be great. I think people have an idea of where the Ready Player One vision is going to be. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, bruv. Did you play this?
No, I gotta get into Cyberpunk, man. I only got like maybe 4 or 5 hours into Cyberpunk. I was going to go back into it, and I am still going to go back into it. But I haven't played Phantom Liberty, obviously. But it looks great, man. It looks incredible to me. So I definitely want to get back into Cyberpunk.
Yeah, man. Cyberpunk. There's a lot of people in the same story. Saif, you say you've done the same 5 hours and didn't grab you?
I mean, well, it grabbed me. I was really enjoying it. I played the trial first. I think I got the 4 hours in there. Then I bought the full game. I played another hour or so, and then a bunch of other things came out.
Yeah.
And I just got completely sidetracked, and I couldn't. I find it very difficult to go back into such a deep game if I've left it for too long.
Yeah.
So I need to dedicate time to. I might even start the game.
You might start over.
Yeah, I must start over. That's probably the easiest way.
That's the same exact thing that happened to me.
Yeah, there you go. But Phantom Liberty looks amazing. It's got big Idris in there, so that's probably well worth playing.
It's the win.
For the win, absolutely. And yeah, man, I'm very happy with how Cyberpunk's come along ever since it launched. Obviously had some detractors, had some issues in the beginning, but it's come a long way. People really enjoy it now. I love the atmosphere of that game. I definitely need to get back into it and give it another go.
I always loved the atmosphere, despite the fact that it was the buildings, not the aesthetic of the buildings is what sold the atmosphere, and the soundtrack and some whatever visuals, but not the people and the crowd. And that's what really fucking annoyed me. But I always have a soft spot because it's not just because CD Project Red, which I kind of have a mad affinity. I haven't completed Witcher 3, but I respect their pedigree.
Same.
But it's because Cyberpunk, that setting is my ultimate. I just love the setting. This is another game like what's it called? Undead State of Decay 2 Sea of Thieves. This game had a massive like redemption arc. It's being they almost did the impossible. Yeah, man. I think people need to respect CD Projekt Red. How quickly, in my opinion, they've got their redemption as well from a lot of people. This game, Phantom Liberty, is sitting at 89 Metacritic, if that means anything to anyone. But the game, like they did the hard work. They went back to the game, and I'm a bit skeptical about how, because I feel like the chat is saying, "Hey, you haven't played the game." I haven't played it, but as in Phantom, the game after the update, because Phantom Liberty actually fundamentally apparently changed a lot of systems in the game, and I'm a little bit dubious about how much of that changed, because I've seen a lot of community jump in on the hype and but the core story was always incredible, really well voiced act. I didn't like the gunplay in that game. I thought it was very weak, but now here it's changed fundamentally. That was the thing that stopped me, because all these numbers popping in, it was really janky. It just didn't feel great. You had a trillion infinite one of those asthma fucking pumps like that filled your health up all the time. Just like it didn't feel the weight of that. But if that's changed, I will definitely jump in.
You should definitely get on to Phantom Liberty. The only thing that I will say is when you say that you got to give CD Projekt Red props for the quick turnaround in making that game like a better game than it was at launch, it has been 3 years. So I wouldn't overly encourage any developers to release things in the state that Cyberpunk came in and then say, they turned it around quickly, they're the good guys again. I love CD Projekt Red, I love the Witcher games. They've got this history that is phenomenal. But they did some pretty messed up things around the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 with the way that they embargoed information and all that kind of stuff. I'd much rather the next game that they come out doesn't take 3 years to fix. And Cyberpunk, I say fix, the 1.5 release, so the release that saw it come back out on PlayStation after they managed to get it removed from the store, most of the problems were fixed at that point. If you play it now, they've made some really key, really important changes to important systems, to things like combat and the perks and all of that kind of stuff. But if you didn't enjoy Cyberpunk at launch because you found that the city was like not full of enough life, or the NPCs weren't very convincing or whatever else, you might still find some of that still there. It's still,
that's my fear about that. Because
I think it's still worth playing. It's still worth playing, but you play it as a I'm gonna blow the crap out of everything, pierce through the fun bits, and just like play it as an action game, rather than I'm gonna go and live my life in the city, because all you can really do is stare at dildos. That's the whole city.
Okay, so I think you're absolutely right, and it's lame that I have to pull back that expectation, but I had that expectation. But most likely going to enjoy and complete this game if I'm playing it the way you suggested, just to smash through the fun bit, which is the core story bit, not expect the kind of wide open world with dynamic quest lines and all the things that they were sold to, this crazy ambition. But this is still, you have to give them credit. And the anime actually is a big part of the reason why this game got a second look.
I'm still yet to watch it.
I forgot about that.
The anime is really what actually changed the perception, because the update was done, not this one, but the game was in a solid form, like in terms of bugs and fixes. But everyone's like, no one really paid attention to it. But the anime was so cool that people are like, okay, I want to try it, because the studio. What is this? Say, if you're an anime buff, which studio? Trivia time. Which studio made? They made Kill La Kill. Come on.
Hang on. I'm googling it because I don't know.
I don't even know the name.
I'm gonna.
It's an anime that they made.
Studio Trigger.
Trigger. That's it. Trigger Studio, and they're incredible. Have you seen
very, very talented
anime? Have you seen it?
Me.
Yeah, Edge Runners, the anime.
No, I tried to watch it. I got like 2 episodes in, and it didn't grab me. Yeah, I don't know why. It didn't grab me. Yeah,
what?
And even today, my brother-in-law recommended it again. He said, you got to give it another go.
Just give it. Just fucking
Full Metal
watch
Alchemist Brotherhood as well. I said, it's one or the other, mate, because I'm watching Baki. So, just decide.
Oh, Baki's supposed to be crazy.
Finish Baki and then watch Edge Runners, and then you can watch Full Metal Brother, whatever the hell. And yes, I will.
Yeah, Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Someone else at work told me to go watch that. So, okay, just freaking watch it, man. What's wrong with you?
I just watched Castlevania Nocturne.
That's really good. That's really
amazing.
good. I watched that.
Lovely.
I watched that as well. And I don't know anything
Brilliant.
about Castlevania. Sorry, this is an anime podcast. Hoggy chatting with a $5 super chat. Even though Star Wars is dead, if they have to do a KOTOR remake, Obsidian is the studio to do it. What? Should do both 1 and 2 as well and start number 3. All right, Hoggy, you got to freaking fund development of Star Wars licensing everything. Yeah. Actually,
Well, they did part 2, right? Obsidian did part 2, right? KOTOR 2.
Yeah, they did KOTOR 2.
That's why, I didn't. I totally knew that. I forgot that. Okay, so Hoggy, your super chat makes sense. Just being a dick to Hoggy, and he was right all along. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. It was actually going to happen though. Sony's going to let go of that. That's a mad PR hit. But it might have to if the studio under Embracer is fucked, because they're having a whole round of like internal like reshuffles as a result of the turmoil. SM, shout out to SM Sam. He goes, great seeing Seif get bet on to. Also, we can do a poll. How many just to see a round? Don't give it away. What the skit is, you absolute head. Yeah, it's Rounders skit. We need to get that shit done, bro. If you haven't seen the movie Rounders, don't watch it. Fucking Sammy spoiling the next skit.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I like the source skits. I like the. I might as well tell people now. There is a source video where I had multiple TV screens, and in there I dropped Easter eggs of all the other source videos I was going to do. The Matrix, I had scenes from the Matrix, I had scenes from something else, Big Lebowski, whatever, and the Easter eggs were there. And you never knew it. Like the Benny Gesserit I planned, I devised in the Jet Centuries. I'm such a Dune nerd. Nintendo the Otaku. Thank you again, man. He goes, say CD Projekt. Cyberpunk 2077. Still not the game I was promised in 2018. I'm sure you're right. That's where I'm with you, because that promise, just like Destiny, by the way, still people forget how much they overpromised. And then the game ended up being, and people still loved it. It's one of the most played games of mine of last gen. Not 2. I boycotted that. Cocoon is another 89 meta game, and this game looks incredible. Now, probably most of you, you better know this game, but because it's indie, no one's gonna give a shit. Yeah, but this game looks fucking beautiful, and not only is it beautiful, it's from the studio that gave you Limbo and freaking Inside. So,
I gotta download it. I love those games.
I love those games, man. Same. They stuck with me. Inside was really good.
Did you like what's the game that came out with the man with this kid and his wife? I can't think of the game. Some
the alien one.
God of War.
Yeah, you know the alien. Like, did you like that one?
God of War. What's it called?
No, what's the name of it?
I didn't play it.
Somerville. Because I heard
Somerville. That's it.
Somerville. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't play that one? Yeah, I didn't
play that one.
But it was okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't want to sully my experience with the studio, because I know the game is not good. ACG's review that I watched kind of turned me off. It was like, this will actually.
That's in Game Pass, right? The Cocoon is in Game Pass.
It is in Game Pass as well, man. Like fucking brilliant. Like,
even better. So the Game Pass for PC app says that it takes 3 hours to get through, which suits me just fine, because that means I can potentially just sit down once and play through that.
Absolutely.
That's great news for me, because a game like this needs to be like that. Inside was pretty short as well.
Yeah,
for 3 hours.
Yeah, if there's replay value, though, I hope.
I don't think.
I will say though, so when the trailer came out at one of the Xbox shows ages and ages and ages ago, and I said then that they should have called it Balls, and I stand by that. It's a better name than Cocoon.
Balls.
Just call it Balls.
Yeah, I got download balls. I love those types of games, bro. Those games.
Yeah. Same, man. I'm gonna play that. That's another game to play along Lies of P, Armored Core 6. Freaking, I'm deleting games now, like just to make space for other games I need to play. Mortal Kombat 1, and then we've got fucking we've got some mad games coming out next. What's coming out next?
Spiderman.
Spiderman coming out.
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
I was gonna get that at launch this time.
Alan Wake 2.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is Alan Wake. Yeah. Oh yes.
Alan Wake 2 is the one I was thinking of. Alan Wake 2 looks mad, man.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2. I'm hyped for that one, bro.
I'm hyped for that, man.
I finished the first one 3 times. I loved it. I loved the first one.
See, I would have I reviewed it. I think I gave it a 7 for Alan Wake 1. But I recognized how incredible it was, and then just got a little bit repetitive. But
it did. But I loved it.
This looks fucking mad.
Man, it looks incredible, bro. I hope it sells well, because we know the first Alan Wake didn't sell great. I mean, it sold okay eventually, because I remember seeing an interview with Sam Lake. He said it sold 3 million, but it took a while to get there. This one, I hope sell well, because for whatever reason, Remedy makes great games to me, but their games never really sell well. I hope this one sells well, because
I don't think they market them properly. I don't know what it is.
It's something with their games, man. I think Control sold okay, but Quantum Break didn't sell well. Some of the other games just didn't sell well, and I hope this one sells well, because I do love the franchise. So
yeah. Sorry, I'm applying beard oil on my chair. I don't know why I do this. I only do this during a podcast. I bought this beard oil to moisturize my beard. I only remember to use it in the podcast.
It's looking silky smooth, man.
It's not. It feels like it. It looks like it, so that's fine. Yeah, man. Alan Wake, bro. Alan Wake needs to fucking. I think this one's gonna kill it. It would be nice if it was exclusive.
COD 3 comes out. I'll be like, Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, it hits different because it's about to be first party for me personally.
Oh yeah. See, exactly. That Call of Duty being first party is going to be a hit. That is, what's funny about Call of Duty, is the fact that more guys on PlayStation will buy Call of Duty, and the Xbox guys are going to be like, we're going to be saying, thanks for supporting Microsoft first party. Well, we fucking play it on Game Pass when that happens.
Next year, probably, right?
And only the hardcore ponies will boycott it. But a lot of ponies will boycott buying it because they know, or they'll buy in Game Pass, but they want to talk about it. Just watch the space. Watch this space. RC Polygons with a $10 super chat. I really like listening to your video and love streaming while playing games. Oh man, shout out to you, man. Currently playing COD. Oh, sure is what we were talking about. I didn't intend that. What crossover would you like to see? COD and Xbox's franchises. That's actually a good shot. But tonally, there's like it's not an Xbox game, but it's funny that my brain went there. Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell had its associations with the original Xbox, and it was really incredible.
It did. And 360. Because Conviction was exclusive, right?
Yeah,
Conviction was exclusive.
I think Conviction went. Oh, bro, I think that's the one with the multiplayer, right? When you played the 2 ninjas and you had the 2 people in first person.
You had guards versus the
spies. Yeah. Bro, that is to this day one of the. My internet was shit, but that was one of the coolest multiplayer experiences. I'm not a fan of this asymmetric thing like Acer, that kind of multiplayer, but that game, the 2 spies. Awesome. That's fucking brilliant, because you had third person, and you had they built a first person section just for that multiplayer, and it was so cool, man. Like you felt like if you were good, you were sick at this game. You just go in and just,
man. When you're playing as a god and you just got your flashlight, it's
like aliens. It's like
I mean, I think the first one that started was Chaos Theory, though. I could be wrong.
Maybe I don't know which one it was. I missed the first one though. I missed the multiplayer of Chaos Theory, and then the multiplayer after that I got to play it.
And you know what's so cool about Xbox though? You can literally play all of those Splinter Cell games. I bought all of them. There was a sale like last year or maybe 2021. You can get every single one for like $3 or $4, bro. I bought all of them, and all of them are BC.
I think I've completed all of them though. That's the thing, but I might need to check. May have missed one, but even the last one was the one where they changed the formula completely. You know,
the one in 2013. Yeah, it was called Splinter Cell. Shit.
I actually thought that was a really good game.
I think they even changed the actor. Oh, I think he passed.
Yeah, they changed the voice actor. Michael Ironside wasn't the voice actor anymore for that one, but I thought that one was good. I never did finish that. That's the only one I didn't finish. Now,
it's actually really good.
I didn't finish that.
Thank you, comments.
Yeah, Blacklist. Thank you. Thanks, guys. That's the one I didn't finish, but I love the franchise.
It was
I don't know if it's ever coming back though.
Can I name an obvious one? I've got an obvious one for you. I don't know if anyone's mentioned this yet. Crossover, Gears of War and Call of Duty.
I thought about that. But
what about Warzone with locusts? Imagine that. That'd be cool. No? Anyone? Oh, Malone? Okay. Yes, cue the tumbleweed.
There is nothing you can say that will make Warzone sound like fun.
I'm trying to make it.
There is. Warzone can be fun.
Come on, it's
haven't
going to
played.
be great. Or how about this? An Arnold Schwarzenegger cameo. Yeah, in Call of Duty.
Which Arnold? though?
Call of Duty.
Any Arnold, because they're all the same
Really?
person. So Conan the Barbarian.
Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
Wait a minute.
We will hear
They're all the same
lamentations of their
person.
women. Yeah. And then you can have him as,
Yeah, what do you mean?
as Commando.
What are you
Predator,
talking about? Which
Terminator.
Arnold?
They're all the same guy. They're all the same guy. Even Jingle All the Way is the same guy. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
Kindergarten Cop.
That's funny.
Kindergarten Cop and what you
is no
saying
Kindergarten
Terminator are the same.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Who's your
Actually,
daddy?
probably.
And what does he do?
Bro, that Kindergarten Cop has some of the cheesiest scenes of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's so bad.
I watched
it's
that
hilarious.
recently, guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it when I was young. I watched it. It's not as good as I thought it was, but it's still some funny parts in there.
It holds up, man. It holds up.
It's still some funny parts in there.
What's wrong with your dog? This is not a dog. It's a ferret. Come and touch my ferret, kids. Come
So
on.
you saying Arnold Schwarzenegger from Twins is the same as Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator? That's what
and
you're telling me?
Junior. Yeah, he's the same guy. It's the same character, I'm telling you. It's basically Tom Cruise syndrome. He's the same guy in every film.
Oh,
That's
man.
no, it is. That's my
Well,
new
Tom
theory.
Cruise, come on, man. Interview with a Vampire. He
Cruise.
was not regular Tom Cruise. in
Okay,
that
he's
movie.
got some. Okay, was it? Is it
Bro,
Vanilla
yeah.
Sky, Last Samurai?
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else is Mission Impossible. So
No, what about the one where he plays Tropic Thunder? What the fuck?
Oh, that was
was a one-off.
classic. That was classic.
that was a one-off as well. All right, fine.
Bro, no one can say because what he plays in Tropic Thunder is so brilliant.
Bro, I remember watching that like, who is this guy? This guy looks familiar. Who the hell is he?
Oh, bro, I was the same. I just
Yeah.
completely blanked out.
Yeah, like,
Why
his
that
face
number?
looks familiar, man. Who is this guy?
You'd think you'd recognize it, and you do in hindsight, but
Yeah.
they made it look different enough.
Apparently, they're making
Made
a
it
spin-off
bad.
movie of just that character.
They should. That was a
They
funny
should.
character, bro. That's
Oh,
a
that's a
hilarious
sick
character.
shout. That's a sick shout. Yeah, definitely. That would be brilliant if they did that.
Yeah.
I'll see Polygons. Thank you so much, man. I really like this. Sorry, I read that already. Super Mario Wonders bodying all of that, says Nintendo, the otaku.
Truth and
It's gonna happen. What? You're the Nintendo stand here. What do you think, Seif? Is it actually gonna destroy? Everyone's saying this is gonna. What's gonna sell more? Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation or Super Mario Wonder? Which do you think is gonna sell more?
I think to sell more. Do we have Super Mario fatigue comments, guys? What do you reckon?
Never.
Never,
No,
man.
I mean, they're
After
still
40 years,
classics.
no.
Yeah, they're still classics. They're still good. Wonder looks incredible. Looks so much fun. But I don't know. I think they're kind of repetitive, aren't they?
What?
I still love them. Mario games. They're kind of repetitive. no?
Repetitive. It's
Especially the two-
Spider-Man you're talking about. I thought that's
No, Super Mario I'm talking
repetitive. The core gameplay mechanics of Spider-Man compared to the pure gameplay of Mario, like even as simplistic as it is, just something
Yeah.
about it.
What is Super Mario Wonder? I'm sorry. Is it the
Same
next
date
Mario
as
game
Spider-Man. It's 2D
Yeah, Super
one.
Mario Wonder is the next. Is the next
on the Switch?
on the Switch? Yeah.
Okay.
And
Is
it's
it like
the
a
first-
mainline Mario game or is it kind of a spin-off?
No, it's a Mario Brothers game, so it's a 2D platformer. in
Oh,
the
it's 2D
classic sense.
platform. Okay.
Yeah. The only
probably-
difference
And
this
with
time,
that 2D plane, they will achieve way more than whatever
Yes.
Insomniac will do with all the 3 dimensions.
Well, Nintendo always wins when it
Nintendo
comes to their first party.
Games be selling like 30, 40 million.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
They will. And
They'll sell,
I
yeah.
think Nintendo, the otaku, is right. This thing's gonna fucking sell. And it looks
it will,
amazing,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
Only
it's
difference
harkening
is
back
Chris Martinet is no longer playing the voice of Mario.
Mario.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only difference. So people did notice that.
Nobody
in the
cares.
trailer. And then they, no, lots of people care, man. Don't be rude, Chris.
I don't care. All the Nintendo guys are like, how dare you? But I was like, all right, okay, he's cool. But it's just like, what? Mario's voice is not exactly like, it's iconic.
It's iconic. Yeah.
I'm sure you could do a good impression. Go on.
Me?
Yeah.
Of Mario.
yeah.
No, I think Asa should do it. Asa, do it.
I'm not the actor. You go for it. Also, I've not played a Mario game since
I
the
can't do that.
Super
I say,
Nintendo.
hey, that sounds no different than as a voice actor.
Shall I replace him? I think that's someone else.
You're very talented with the voices, man. You do something mad. You did that. Your Obi-Wan Source thing was still like, do it again, bro. You're so good.
Obi-Wan
did
is, I
again.
have to get into character for that. It's very tough. I
You
was
did
in the
so
zone
well,
for
man.
that time. I was in the
That
zone.
was just like first takes all the way.
I think I just finished watching it again for the millionth time before we did that.
Well, why? Well, no, it's like your Dune. I understand it now.
There you
I understand
go.
it.
Nice. You understand what I'm talking about.
You know,
I'm not crazy.
I still don't rate Star Wars, but I rate the fact that you may like. I can see why people rate Star Wars. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel the little bit the juice, but hasn't
Yeah.
penetrated my.
The rectum, yeah.
So
Yeah, but see, Star Wars is heavily inspired by Dune as well, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And that's
There are
why
things that you would like.
the pure. Think about it. If Star Wars got its ideas from Dune, bruv. Dune is the father, bruv. So basically, you are my sperm because you like Star
essentially,
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dune,
I'm the sperm
I'm sorry.
that made it.
So
Yeah,
Dune,
Dune.
was a book before or something because Dune came out after.
1950.
Frank Herbert.
But the movie
Frank
came out
Herbert.
after Star Wars. but
Yeah,
it was,
way
but
after.
the book
20
came
years
out
after.
before. Okay, I got you.
Or 20-ish years after.
But there was
You
a
wrote that-
Dune in the 80s too, wasn't it?
There was
yeah.
an 87 or
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
remember it. I remember it.
film.
Yeah.
with
one of
Patrick
the biggest failures in movies, cinema
Yeah,
history.
I remember they tried to, as a kid, I remember this vividly. They tried to hype it like Star Wars and nobody cared.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
That's the
remember that.
thing.
Yeah.
And it was the originator, and was it Ridley Scott? Maybe, I don't know, something like that. One of those names. And
No, not June. No. It was was it David Lynch? Hang on a second.
David Lynch. That's it.
I think so. Yeah.
And they ran out of budget. The movie was too big, and then they just chopped in. They literally put the last 3 books in the last section of it. But the Denis Villeneuve comes in and delivers a majestic thing that proves Dune is the best. Drone TJ with the $5 super chat. Dirt panel. Xbox needs to buy Valve. Last purchase, they are a private company and only $2 billion.
Shout out to Drone TJ. Drone TJ said Xbox should buy everybody, man. But that's the homie, man. Every time, every super chat. Dirt, they should buy 50% of Sega. They should buy 100% of Starbucks. Like, come on, man. Shout out to Drone TJ.
I love Drone TJ. He's always in there. So shout out to you. But that is not going to go through any regulators. I'm sorry. The whole PC market boom done. Yeah. If you thought Nintendo was hard, but it would be hard. God Emperor Sofa King, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I just clocked the fucking name and what it means. Anything Mario 2D will be no different. Spooderman easy. Spooderman. There's no chance. No chance. Well, okay. Actually, let's put the money where the mouth is. Do you think this? Forget the sales. Which one will be the better game? Which will review higher? Let me do a poll on that, because that's everyone's like saying sales. What do you think, Dad? Do you think that new Spider-Man 2? Even though I'm not a fan of that formula, I think it looks pretty good. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I would not say it doesn't look good just because it's a PlayStation game. I'm not like those other guys that bash everything Xbox. I think Spider-Man looks good. But it's Mario, man. Mario usually does pretty well.
Yeah, that's constantly in the 90s.
Bias.
With
Nintendo bias.
Yeah, Mario usually does pretty well, man. So I'm gonna say Mario will probably have a higher Metacritic score. I'm expecting Spider-Man to be maybe in the high 80s, mid to high 80s. I'm expecting.
I'm expecting
Mario
high
probably
80s.
like
that could Mario could be 90s.
Yeah,
low
90s. Yeah.
Because think about what Mario's like, harkening back to the nostalgia for a lot of us.
Your beard, man. It said your bloody beard oil got into this PC.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. Chat's so messy.
We might be live again now.
Yeah, I've got a buffering thing.
Are we live? We're not live. Oh, shit, we are live. I can see it.
Are we live?
Chat, I saw the stuff about my beard is slowing the stream down. We had some. Everybody hit refresh. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened there. We lost quite a lot of people just because obviously stream paused. But we were talking about molesting Spider-Man. Well, no, what was it? Spider-Man molesting Mario.
No, all the way around.
No, the other way around.
Yeah,
the other way around.
Nobody
the polls going
Mario
rawly. 85%. So you have to give respect to if Spider-Man somehow reviews better, it's going to be rated for that achievement, even though they're not comparable games. Nintendo Otaku with the $2 super chat. That's a big win. Sony, I think, need it. Do they really? I think it will because your roadmap looks shit. Yeah, there is no roadmap, bro. So this is the thing, ponies. You might say, "Oh, we have God of War already, which is at 90 whatever it matter." And we've got all these games, but you're done with them, and you need Spider-Man to be good. You need Spider-Man to
and
be
it will
good.
be. It will be good. Don't worry, guys.
And it will be good. But the thing is, for the console war narrative, they need it to be a. Actually, what am I talking about? Starfield shat the bed. So really, the win is almost guaranteed on the meta front of things. It's not fucking RPG. Let's be real, though. It is DLC. No, I just can't rate it because even though it looks good, and people are gonna read into this like, "Oh, guys, just because you're the Xbox saying this." Just David Jaffe was so on the money there. You've seen me talk about like the redundant, like repetitive game design. Even cited Forza Horizon, by the way, for that. But I'm just saying David Jaffe was right. Like, I want the formula to change, man. Sony are fucking riding that hard. Wolverine, change it. I think Wolverine will change it. And Wolverine, thing is though, with Wolverine, they'll make it more linear. They make it more bloody. They're not changing the formula. They've gone back to what their old formula is, but adding a lot of gore, like The Last of Us did. But it'll be a great game. Spider-Man, I don't know.
I think what you're trying to say is like a sports game, right? If it's a basketball game,
yeah,
they can adjust some stuff, but at the core, it's still a basketball game.
Yeah,
it's still like a football game, FIFA, what. Yes, you can change some things, but it's still what it is. Spider-Man, it has beautiful graphics. It has a lot of great things in the game.
Story.
But at the core, it's still a Spider-Man game. Yeah, just like a Call of Duty game. At the core, it's still a first-person shooter. Yeah. They can add certain things here and there. But with Spider-Man, by being a license, they're limited to what they can add probably. Or things like that. So.
I think so too. I think it's just also the fact that I think this is a me problem as well, particularly because I'm not a fan of the Assassin's Creed, the Ubisoft formula as well. This one has more of the Arkham, like combat system. It had a lot of reliance on that radial menu. I don't want that. The stealth section hopefully are gone. If they make the side quests not shit, that's so important. And the core story, I think, will be incredible. I think the core story, like as a comic book fan, the spectacle of that will be very good.
Yeah. Especially with a fan favorite character like Venom, for example.
Yeah.
So
even I'm saying that, like, I'm still hyped about, like, just I can see it. If it does incredibly well, then I'll play it. But if it does like average 85, 88, I'll be like, okay. Like a lot of PlayStation's games, I can wait and play them.
Set your high expiration date. Excuse me. It's going to get an amazing score. Terrific score, guys. Amazing.
Is that
score.
Trump?
That's Trump. Yeah. Don't you forget it, baby. 94 Metacritic. Fake news.
94 Metacritic. You fucking
fake news.
Definitely play Trump on that.
I'm going to build a wall.
Somebody brought to my attention earlier in my latest video. They said Insomniac hasn't had a game hit 90 since 2004 or something. Well, it's been a while. So will this be the game that hits 90 for them?
Perhaps. I think I think there's in my opinion, when you have a series of wins, consistent wins, even though they may be like mad high, I think the reviews get this pressure. Like it's like in movies as well. Like there was pressure to give an Academy Award for playing The Revenant. What's his name?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio is a fucking incredible actor. He should have won Oscar ages ago. Basketball Diaries. No one even watched that. He was a young kid and he killed his acting. He's actually mad. I actually didn't watch it. I refused to watch his stuff because of Titanic. I thought he's like the boy band of like actor. Yeah. But everyone thought that. I think a lot of guys thought that. But he's a fucking incredible actor. In The Departed, he was amazing.
Oh, great movie.
He should have got Oscar for that. But The Revenant was probably one of his worst movies. Not bad.
The Revenant was good, man. It's
a good movie.
The Bear should got nominated, right? The Bear should have got nominated.
The Bear worked hard, man. The bear did work hard.
Best supporting actress in a foreign film, the bear.
Don't assume the bear's gender. Like that analogy may not make sense, but I feel I'm not saying Spider-Man 2 won't deserve it, but I think that little bit of that element of Insomniac deserves its flowers. Let's recognize the fact that they've consistently delivered Miles Morales, they delivered Ratchet and Clank, like, you know, great
quality studio.
But I think that's our perception of things, really. They score, Metacritic scores are absolutely fine, and great games, and that's it. So, but I think the reviews kind of will have that ticking. This might tick that over to the 90. You might say, GaaS, now you're just trying to say that's bias that's dictating it. It doesn't matter. Spider-Man is a great game, and when it comes out, you know what's going to do? Let's be real. Like, because the game is look so good, everyone's going to be like, look at another game on a PlayStation exclusive that has this great polish. We'll be looking for the bugs though, but a great polish. So we'll have to respect. Thing is that Xbox guys are better, man. We'll give respect where respect's due.
I've always respected PlayStation first party games. I didn't go on a 2-week hate campaign trying to bash Spider-Man or any other PlayStation game. If I like a game, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I love The Last of Us. I love God of War. I don't like Horizon. It's a pretty game, beautiful game, but I don't really care for the game, for the series, but I enjoy Days Gone. So a good game is a good game, man, no matter what platform it's on. Yes, I prefer Xbox, but at the end of the day, a good game is a good game, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Their formula isn't, really well said. Absolutely. And that's the thing. I just feel like PlayStation guys are just hating on genres, but very few are recognizing the good things like the Starfield is doing. I genuinely, when I say, a lot of it's joking because Gran Turismo, people don't know. I actually had one of my favorite franchises when I was younger with the first 2 games. But I mock it because of console wars. But genuinely think GT isn't especially the last one was soulless to me, apart from VR, which elevates it to a good, not even good, like it's good because it's VR. If it was Forza and VR, fucking mad. Or not. Forza Horizon I'm talking about, not Forza Motorsport. The Angry Therapist MD with a $5 super chat. What's good, and panel? Spider-Man 2 won't outsell Spider-Man 1. Mario will destroy Spider-Man. Why are you saying? Why do I feel like he's
done that one being a PlayStation 4 game.
Oh, because it's a PS4 game. Yeah, that's true.
So you're saying that Spider-Man 1 was bundled. If they don't bundle Spider-Man 2, maybe it won't outsell it, but maybe they will bundle it maybe next year or something.
I think it's maybe not a great excuse to use the PS4. So Spider-Man launched when there were a lot of PlayStation 4s out there, but Spider-Man 2 is going to be out it's not like day one sales are the only ones that count. So over the course of the PlayStation 5's lifetime, that audience should get just as big, and they should care for Spider-Man in the same way as the PlayStation 4 audience. So long term.
Do you think though, with the 2018 Spider-Man, it was a special moment because Spider-Man game done incredibly well. Like, you have to remember, Spider-Man they had good games, but this is this is it, the ultimate Spider-Man game. 2018 had a lot of that hype. Then you've had Miles Morales, and now you've had this. I feel like it's becoming like that EA of game. I'm not saying that's what it is, like FIFA, but that has
the third Spider-Man game in 5 years. Is that what you're trying to say, GaaS?
Basically. Third Spider-Man game in 5 years. That's fucking weird when you say that, bruv. Like, that's a lot of games.
Like that. Miles Morales didn't count. That was a spin-off.
That's like fucking Forza, bruv. You literally every other year. Fuck, you're right. Why was I?
I remember vividly last gen. All y'all got is Halo, Gears, and Forza. Hey, there's some truth to that, but Forza was the only consistent. Well, Gears 4 and 5 was 3 years apart, but Halo wasn't every other year. And it definitely wasn't 3 games in 5 years. But, whatever.
It's different.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, okay. Never mind. We talked a lot about Spider-Man there. And again, when we're saying we think it'll be a good game. I don't know. I'm just saying the hype will be less. Like Forza, I think a big part of them taking a break is because they just... just want, I think, mind like detox for the masses. Like if you keep releasing it, I think COD doesn't seem to suffer from that, but Forza and Racers have a harder time. Phase 23, Brooklyn, New York. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Starfield is a good game. Xbox just needs to keep releasing consistent quality games to change the perception of Xbox, especially since Xbox will lose the power narrative if the PS5 Pro is real and comes out next year. I think he's absolutely right, though. Like, so Seif, you don't kind of view it from the console war angle that much, but you're privy to all my kind of conversations as a result of me just shitting on you with this crap stuff on the WhatsApp and stuff. Yeah. But like, do you feel like Starfield has made it? Because you're very neutral as well, minus Nintendo, but that doesn't count because fuck Nintendo. No, it does count. But what is it? How do you perceive Xbox and PlayStation, and what Starfield's done to it? Are you more confident?
Yeah, as you say, I'm quite neutral. I think both sides have their strengths in terms of their exclusives. I think their business models and their kind of the way they go about business is very different. Starfield, to me, hasn't made the impact I thought it would make. It's a good game. I'm really enjoying it. It's not the messiah that some people hyped it out to be. But I think it's nothing really to worry about because Xbox has plenty more in its arsenal coming out at some point, hopefully.
So you're quite confident
in our lifetime. I'm quite confident, yeah. And I know I'm not very big on the console war thing. I like to take part in it as a kind of stirring the pot, just the character, just to piss people off, but I don't fall on one side or the other. Depends on what game is out, what exclusive is out. For example, right now I'm favoring my Xbox because of Starfield, and then and Assassin's Creed Mirage, when that comes out, I'll be playing it on Xbox, and then when I get Spiderman 2 and Mortal Kombat 1, I'm going to play them on PlayStation, and then I'm going to focus on that until Mario comes out. So it doesn't really affect me that much, but Starfield, it's not the game changer that I think they were probably hoping for. Doesn't mean it's bad, but
absolutely not. Exactly. I think Starfield, despite not being that crazy 90+ meta game, like could potentially be now. Like the potential has gone down a bit, but the potential is Starfield comes out, does well. Forza. Let's be honest, if it just gets 1 point more than GT, everyone's going to perceive that as a huge win for Forza. They both have their audiences. I reckon I can't even give meta predictions because it might potentially be perceived as breaching NDA. So like, I think that will come out. Forza will come out, do well, and the quality, that's like solid. Think about it. Hi-Fi Rush, very solid. Starfield, very solid. And Forza, solid. There you go. You got your
it's consistent.
3 big games in 1 year that have,
and all very different from each other. So it's like you're getting the diversity of games and quality and consistency. So and
I'm supposed to get Hellblade next year, and I fully expect that to be solid as well. I think
100%. Yep.
Yeah, I think Hellblade could be something really, really special.
Really special,
because they should be. They've got all the budget now. The game looks beautiful for an indie studio, even though Hellblade 1 looked good, but it looks really good. If they fix the combat, boom, so that you've got another surefire hit, and then what's after that? Like another first party. Avowed now from Obsidian. Like, I think even ponies will say, look, this is going to be good. Like Outer Worlds 1 and 2, that, come on. They've had good games, like even their GaaS game that Cult plays all the time. What's it called? The little people.
Grounded.
I forgot. I was going to.
That's a big hit for them.
That's got a very good community as well, so it's perceived quite well. So I think Xbox is actually doing really well. A lot of people are like, oh, they're 2027, or they have more pressure. That's what you need. That's absolutely perfect. The situation right now, in terms of and sorry, just a little bit of a tangent before we talk about Jim Ryan getting murked, but even though he's going to get murked, he's murked. Well, yeah. The thing is, both platforms are exactly where they need to be. It's actually really good. PlayStation has this pressure because of ABK. That fundamentally, completely, despite Jim Ryan's whatever, it's all posturing statements. PlayStation needs that pressure because it's getting too comfortable, I think. Microsoft need to compete in the quality front. PlayStation, Sony will realize that Microsoft is now finally getting into that cadence where their first party games are going to deliver well, but they're also supplemented by ABK and this third party pressure and Microsoft's fear that they've instilled in them about acquisitions, because Microsoft's not done after ABK. Microsoft will buy studios here and there. It'd be stupid not to. Right now, I bet you Crystal Dynamics is up into there. They want to buy them.
Absolutely.
And there's no way they don't want to buy them.
And Idols Montreal also, because they already work on the Xbox games right now. So let's make it official after the ABK deal is done.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, they want to swoop in on the talent. So, you might think, oh, you're talking about acquisitions again, but that's the reality of this generation, that everything is on the table. So how can we not talk about it? Because that will fundamentally change the landscape. And, minus the whole consolidation concerns, which is whatever. We are very healthy. Industry is very healthy. So Sony will release a mid-gen console that might back to power a narrative, but Microsoft might have looking like better roadmap of games actually in the long term that are different, because Sony has no roadmap, which might change immediately like this. But right now, I feel like they're quiet for a reason, bro. But I may be wrong. Let me read these super chats, but I'm just trying to figure the super chats. Web Dave, shout out to you, man. It goes, great show. Dirt is here. Talk that shit.
What's up, Web Dave? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, shout out to you. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, great dude, man.
And that is Dad. Hi, Dad, with the $5 super chat. When ABK completes COD Modern Warfare 3 will be an Xbox release. Predictions: 65 meta.
I would say that if Starfield was a multiplayer, it probably would have been in the high 80s, bro.
I think so too. But I think 84 is absolutely fine. I feel like they slapped around a bit. Some of those reviews are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, some of them were pretty bad.
The ones that actually pulled them down. We saw them get pulled down by every divergent review. And then the ones that came out late just got weirder and weirder. To top it off, Jim Sterling, 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Jim. What the fuck is wrong with you? Is it called Jim or Jim or something else?
Yeah.
Still called Jim. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She still called Jim. Sorry. God, I'm impressed. Surfer King with a $5 super chat. I would say Starfield was a game changer in a way. Having whole media websites and an entire fan base in shambles of Xbox PC having a must-play game. I would say Starfield was a game changer. Yeah, well, it did do a lot. It sold well. I'm sure it's done really well. The whole movement in this hard drive front with these consoles. How many people bought these? I got the Constellation edition here. I never buy freaking this shit, man. And I did for Halo actually, but collector's edition. I don't buy that shit. But Starfield and everyone on social media had these. I'm sure they made a big chunk of change on these hardware things. People might laugh at that, but I think they made a big way above what we thought we would sell of this limited edition. But then, saying that, apparently they thought going to make $1 billion or something in a certain period of time, or at launch initially. That was prior to their buyout, maybe.
That wasn't at launch. That was their their estimations for Starfield prior to the acquisition. So Bethesda's internal estimation was that it would make $1 billion. That was lifetime though, so it was a certain amount was year one. They had it broken out into year 1 sales, year 2, year 3, and year 4. That was supposed to make $1 billion in that time frame. It is.
Is that based on Skyrim? Surely that's like past that.
Based on the PlayStation 5. I'm trolling. I don't know. That was just their own internal estimates for it.
Yeah, so PlayStation 5 would obviously, without PlayStation, you'd need that number changes significantly. I'm not going to deny that, especially if it's on Game Pass. In terms of sales, no chance. But like, I was going to say, like Skyrim, did it sell $1 million? $1 billion? $1 billion. $1 billion is a big number, bro. What games have made $1 billion? I don't know, but I imagine Skyrim has. Silent Cypher, thank you for the $2 super chat. Shout out to the panel. Great to see Dirt. Dirt, you got a lot of fans, bro.
What's up, bro? Silent Cypher, how you doing, man? I'm gonna get some WBZ pretty soon, bro. Yeah,
he's a good guy, man. He's a very good guy. Yeah, man. So that's that. Finally, this is the big topic. This is a tremendous, in my opinion, bit of news. I don't know how you can say otherwise. He's the leader of PlayStation, and I've been for the source video watching some of his keynote speeches and going into the detail of how the internal communications between Sony and him, they were so official, and he had a lot of pressure, man. And this guy will be seen as a massive success for PlayStation in terms of number, in terms of growth. It has done incredible growth under Jim Ryan. You'd have to be completely blinkered to think that he's a great. In terms of Phil Spencer, he's done a great job in a different way, fixing something crap and doing that. But Jim Ryan on paper has done incredibly well. Unless you ask some ponies. That's right, the ponies, though. He thought I was giving him his flowers, yeah? But I was. But the ponies are split. Why are they split? I don't want to give myself an applause. I'll tell you why they're fucking pissed, because the model has changed. PlayStation's future is exactly what you thought it was the shittest future and it would be for Xbox. So don't even deny it. One and done, goodbye. No. Goodbye to one and done in terms of the volume of these first-party GaaS games, man. Jim Ryan has changed fundamentally PlayStation's business. Fundamentally. They call that themselves. They go in the internal presentation, goes, this is the massive biggest change in the history of SIE. And then boom, they got the slides that would give ponies heart attacks to see how boldly they've underlined the word GaaS. It's mobile is just and it's just getting fucked constantly on these slides. The pony narrative's been destroyed. 10 GaaS games. This is where the money's at. TV, boom. I'm watching the slides. He's doing the presentation. So, and there's only a few people that are willing to admit, in terms of the content creators, that it's kind of a good thing. So when it got announced, I don't really follow this guy, but I see him all the time. Pio One. Bruh, that guy looked like, he's going to get sex with Megan Fox. He was so happy. The place, genuinely, his I don't think there's always an element putting it on, but he wasn't putting it on, bro. This guy was fucking hyped. He's I'm so fucking happy. This is the happiest day of my life. He was screaming it, but all this time he's PlayStation's doing well. Well, how are you so fucking relieved that this guy, when he leaves? So now you admit it was a problem. I don't know if he was doing it for ages, but a lot of PlayStation guys are glad to see him go, and they're worried about who is going to come to replace him. But I'm sorry, the damage is done. You cannot reverse those policies. What? You're going to stop building these 30 GaaS games? There's a reason why Sony's doing that. It's the model that Xbox had and the plans were better. They were more future-proof. That's why they look forward to the cloud. It might look funny to you. But Jim Ryan's doing the necessary, even though we don't like it. But I'm going on about it. Sorry, this is turned into fucking GaaS one man fucking wanking over fucking this thing. But there's good to it. But Jim Ryan fundamentally changed the business that needed to change as well. That's the reality. Because PlayStation would be no more if they didn't pivot their business towards the things that you and I may necessarily not like. I like PlayStation doing GaaS. So let me ask you, Dirt, am I chatting shit? Is PlayStation fucked? Was he kicked out?
That's a very good question. But let me say something of a point that you just made, something about a point that you just made. I believe what you said was 100% true. They had to change their strategy. The PS4 was extremely successful.
Yeah.
extremely successful.
And they copied Microsoft.
Pretty
for that
much,
console.
they took the 360 playbook.
But the 360, that console's literal example and byproduct of the 360 gen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is. Well, then they did it in their own way, the single player. But that model is not sustainable.
I was just about to say that. Like, they were so successful, but why are they changing their strategy? Because I don't think it's just a Jim Ryan thing. They looked at the numbers. Yes, these games are very good. They sold 10, 15 million, but these games also cost over $100 million to make. The Last of Us 2, you can say what you want to say about the game, but that was a quality game.
Yeah.
You can tell it costs a lot of money, right? You can tell.
Yeah, a lot of money to build.
And for the game to sell 10 million, of course, that's not nothing to sneeze at, but 10 million, I'm sure they wanted that game to sell more than 10 million. Jim Ryan himself said 10 to 20 million isn't cutting it anymore because these games are way too expensive. So the question is, was he pushed out?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, listen, I can only go by what he's saying. You know, I wanted to, the traveling has been too much. I mean, he's still sticking around for another 6 months. So that's the question. If he was pushed out, would he still be sticking around for another 6 months? Maybe they say, yeah, you know what, Jim, you can stick around another 6 months while we try to, see what we're going to do. But he has set this future. This next phase of PlayStation is Jim Ryan's PlayStation. We know when he got hired, was it 2020 or 2019? Hired into the position that he's in now.
2019, I think.
2019.
Okay. We know that
CEO. Yeah.
That was Sean Layden and like some of Jack Tritton stuff, the games. Those weren't his games necessarily. But this next batch of games and that hardware and all that stuff, that's him. Just like in the Xbox 360 generation, Master got hired in 2007. So those games that was there back then, those were Peter Moore's games, right? But we saw Don Matrix's vision, that was the Kinect, and eventually the Xbox One. I mean, we know how that kind of went. So we will see what happens now with Jim Rice, because they're not going, like you said, guys, they're not going to say, you know what, cancel Fair Game, cancel Concord, cancel all that. No. They're going to they're going to continue to make those games as a service. What's going to happen is the question with those games. So I believe the only single player games they're going to make are ones that's going to sell, like a Spiderman or maybe a God of War. They're not going to gamble with new IPs, in my opinion, new single player IPs, AAA games, just, because this is Jim Ryan's vision. So,
and the pressure of development costs is high,
and
those other games lend themselves better to monetization. They'll certainly have more multiplayer, like Ghost of Tsushima 2. If it's not live service, or it won't be live, sorry, it will definitely have. I think it already had co-op. They introduced co-op after the launch for a reason.
Guys, isn't Guerrilla making something multiplayer right now? Horizon multiplayer. That is going to show you that's where they're headed. And I don't think PlayStation fanboys like it. They hate Jim for that. But this is something Jim had to do. I believe maybe it's why, like David Jaffe says, Sean Layden was pushed out. Maybe he didn't like that future, but maybe, I don't know. He was pushed out. They hired Jim Ryan to take his spot. But I just feel that Jim Ryan, maybe he was pushed out. I'm not sure. I can't call that for obvious reasons, but I thought he did fine for, he was given PlayStation when they were on top, and I guess he didn't really mess it up. But like I said, this next phase, we will see what happens with the future of PlayStation. So shout out to Jim Ryan. We still got 6 more months to talk shit about him, but that's about it, brother.
Oh man, I love that. We still got 6 more months to talk shit about him. That's brilliant.
Source material.
We're gonna fucking squeeze the value out of that. I have a deadline now on my meme usage of this meme. This man's face has made it so much easier to make thumbnails, and he's going to disappear. So of course we have to give him our farewell. Whether or not, do I think he was purposely hacked, or did he actually leave on his own accord? You'll find out in my next source video. But Seif, Jim Ryan, like okay, minus my
Jim Ryan.
botty console warring ways. What's your perception of Jim Ryan, if you even have one?
Well, look, he had not a very easy gig. I mean, he took over as CEO in a very interesting time, a very competitive time. Microsoft were making strides with their acquisitions and stuff like that. He had to compete with that. I don't envy him for taking on that gig. But whatever you want to say about him, you have to admit that he oversaw Sony through a very profitable time during a difficult time. It's talking about COVID and things like that, and the launch of a new console, and had some problems, supply issues and scalpers and all that kind of stuff. But he saw PlayStation through, and he had a vision for it, as they were saying, and respect him. He went for it.
But we haven't seen that success from his vision yet.
It hasn't paid. I mean, it maybe remains to be seen, but I think. Okay, we haven't seen the success of it, but at least he had a vision. He was going for these kind of.
I think it was necessary. The vision was necessary. Otherwise, Sony would be. It
was pushed. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what happens with competition. You're pushed to sort of push the boundaries of interactive entertainment like gaming, and you have to find new ways to entertain audiences. And he oversaw that. So maybe not in the best way. He fumbled quite a bit. He outright lied quite often, but he did oversee a very interesting period. Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
and don't forget, he's been with PlayStation for a very long time.
30 years.
Not just CEO since what we said 2019.
Yeah,
he's been with PlayStation since almost the beginning.
Yeah,
as far as I know.
Crazy.
So it's
years, I think you're absolutely spot on there. The numbers just will be a testament to that. I think he's also pivoted the business the way it needs to. It's just that the whole issue and the laughable thing about it is just narratives. The narrative has died about the importance of multiplayer. It's everything. They're doubling down on multiplayer, as they should, man. But what does that mean? Is will PlayStation be weird, Asa? Because I think that's the beauty of PlayStation was back in PS1 and PS2 days. They had that weird Ape Escape, Vib Ribbon, all this kind of weird, quirky games.
Rapper the Rapper.
Wow.
And incidentally, all those things, Xbox is doing better. I'm sorry, but in terms of the redressing the balance from AAA to indie and AA, you might think, GaaS, that's an excuse. But that's where the source is right now. And let's be real, like the beauty of Balls the game, but I've forgotten that Cocoon. Like Sony has pressure. It has to be weird. I just don't know if they're gonna do that.
You say that's where all the source is at the moment, but you've also spent most of this show talking about how much you're looking forward to things like Fable and like the Xbox games that are the exception to that have these massive AAA budgets. So they are still like the flagships.
What are the big AA budgets games? We can't even name them. That's a good point. Like we get to the thing is, we are blinded though, Asa. We look at the AAA and then get jaded, and then AA
take that
comes
out of your mouth.
And then I do. Well, maybe no. I think I'm a bit fair. Like subconscious, like Replaced. I'm way more excited for Replaced than most of the games. By the way, I'll put Replaced probably number 2. If it's good, because of the last night, the last night that never fucking turned out to be.
What happened to that game?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to that game. It's just like Replaced came out, the trailer, and it's like, fuck it, we give up.
Right. What happened to that game?
It looks like that. It looks like that.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, what's happening with Replaced? Because we haven't got a date yet.
Well, they're in
delayed it.
Ukraine. Yeah, they're in Ukraine, and they're dealing with the same stuff that Stalker 2 developers are dealing with. So,
and Stalker 2, might be another one. Like that could be a great game, but like, man, this gen, the best games are AA. I would call Returnal AA.
Mm-hmm.
Hi-Fi Rush
definitely is a high quality AA. I agree.
Yeah, those two games are pretty high up there. Even like Callisto Protocols, like
no, that's
a high
a AAA.
game.
That's a AAA. They spent 162 million on that game.
It feels like AA, but
I like that game. Am I the only one that like that game?
I love that game, man. Like,
I think it's one of the PSN games of the month.
It is. I thought that game was really great, man. It's actually sad that they're pretty much like that studio is pretty much done, bro. That goes to show you with these AAA budgets, if the game doesn't sell well, that's it. That's them killing the studios, man.
Yeah, studio killer. The whole market is going to have a massive recorrection now.
Yeah,
we've got this spiraling budget. It's not sustainable, Asa. But I think, and it's not just me being fantastical. I think it's going to rejig and go back to the way we were in the PS2 to 3 days.
We can all hope it, right? That's what everybody wants. But even at that level, so the Ape Escapes, like that, and that tier of game is still a lot more expensive and a lot harder to deliver than it used to be back then. Much bigger teams and all the rest of it. This is like the natural evolution of the way that budgets spiraled out of control on games, and that is why that kind of game went by the wayside in favor of things that were safer. It's why Spider-Man 2 is so similar to Spider-Man 1, why AAA development is what it is right now. In terms of, we don't know who Sony have got coming in, and we don't know what Sony's overarching vision is. We don't even know what games they've got for the next few years, apart from these GaaS ones. And I think everyone fairly unanimously is not massively thrilled about the GaaS move. It's what the whole industry has been doing. It's got its reasons for it, but then you look around at like the state of Foam Stars that will probably be closed within a year. Sorry, Square Enix, but it's probably going to be closed within a year. Sega just closed down Hyenas, which hasn't even released yet. That's been in development for like 6 years or something. Creative Assembly put a lot of work into that. GaaS is really, really, really difficult because you get a game like Fortnite and they're really sticky. They're filled with horrible dark patterns to keep people logging on every day just to collect their daily rewards and do their daily challenges and all of this stuff that people do not have the attention span for multiple GaaS games. So it's a risk in itself to pursue that. Ideally, they'll get someone in. It's going to be a big inflection point for Sony, and we can't possibly read it. Same as when like Phil Spencer eventually goes from Xbox. There's going to be this moment of turmoil where we really hope that we get someone like that does care about games rather than just money. And it's idealistic because obviously money is what they're in the job for. But some of them would still. Phil Spencer at Xbox is going to deliver games that people like us like. Jim Ryan, for what he did well and what he did badly, he did oversee some cool stuff. And actually, if you look back at the those emails that they leaked really recently from Phil Spencer at Xbox talking about their power advantage, if you look at like the situation 3 or 4 years ago, I think it's fair to say that Xbox thought they were going to be competing in the console space this generation. So Jim must have done something right for this to have played out the way that it does, much as you can give a certain amount of credit to Sean Layden and all the rest of it, and there's teams of people below him. He's got a history at PlayStation of doing well with numbers. So before he was CEO, he was in charge in Europe for a long time and did massive things for PlayStation there. Their replacement, though, we're all going to have to wait and see, and we're all going to have to hope that they pivot towards games that we like, because there are no guarantees that this industry is going to cater well to us at all. Fingers crossed.
Well, you know why? The GaaS element of that is just gonna it's a rigorous quality assurance thing as well, because I don't think like the GaaS dies because of the model. I think GaaS dies because of the type of game. So it's forcing the people who went for let's be honest, a lot like the cheap thrill games, like they really became successful in that multiplayer space. Is bastardized multiplayer quite a bit. But I think what will happen is you'll get some really good GaaS games. And one of the ways to do that is PlayStation using its first-party studios to build GaaS, because it's building more GaaS games than an Xbox. Xbox's games just sound more single-player, the kind of games we like. Say what you want, but Xbox has what? A Fable? That's not a GaaS game. These are every other game, actually, Avowed. Right. Elder Scrolls,
Hellblade, those are single.
That's a really weird thing, isn't it? That Microsoft seems to have pivoted the other way, because they were all about GaaS. Like everything that Microsoft released had to have an element of it. Gears of War had to have its multiplayer. You'd never see a game like that without it. This is going back to like, I guess towards the tail end 360 start of Xbox One. You just expect a game to have a multiplayer mode that was going to last a period of time and was going to keep making money. And they're still. Forza Motorsport is built as a platform, and they're going to monetize that over time. Yeah. And there are a lot of games that they will be doing that with, but they also seem to really cater. Now that they've got Game Pass, which is like inherently a service, they seem so much more willing to deliver that kind of game that's not. So love that. That's what I need.
That's brilliant.
I was just about to ask you that, Asa. Like, you think Game Pass is part of the reason they can be so diverse with their style of
Definitely.
games. Yeah.
Exactly. Guess what Game Pass is doing? Asa just nailed it on the head. That's
Yeah,
exactly
it's a
why
good job.
Game Pass is sick. If we just clip that.
Yeah.
Like that market correction is what I'm talking about. Microsoft has no choice. That's why the industry is healthy. And Sony jostling like that will produce a result. Like, I believe in Jim Ryan. Like, you know, they'll do it. They have talented studios. Why can't they do multiplayer? But the thing is, Xbox can do multiplayer as well. And then boom, as all that's coming out, bam, Gears multiplayer. Even I'm hyped for it. I'm so like sterile with Gears, but I need multiplayer. I need my multiplayer fix. I think Gears multiplayer, it depends on what they do with it, but I'm still, you know.
And don't
Xbox still
forget
has
what they're
that in
about to
there.
have, one of the biggest multiplayer games every year. They're about to have that under their umbrella.
Oh
Call of
my
Duty.
god, yeah, fucking hell. I didn't even think about that. Oh yeah, and what about that freaking monolithic thing? They don't even need to worry about it. They have multiplayer on lock. Which is why I'm pushing for them. Go fucking, you can afford to get prototype out there. And go and do it. StarCraft, third person StarCraft Ghost. It can work with Xbox. Xbox doing that will be one of the best things ever because it'll reinforce the image of the Xbox Classic, like with StarCraft and all that suite of games, but also at the same time be forward-facing with cloud and these other studios doing divergent thing, including GaaS, including RPGs, including everything else. Microsoft is the more exciting proposition by a mile this generation to me. Like, I'm excited for PlayStation's pivot, but PlayStation's pivot, I've been there. Like, in terms of multiplayer, like the bar is a bit higher. I think you'll have like singular or double successes, whereas Xbox has a greater depth of success, in my opinion. But all that can change. Look, this is our guesstimation. Next year they'll have a fucking showcase event, and we're like, oh my fucking days, because they'll just deliver the good, because their games look good on the fucking. They show off well. But that's the juice. PlayStation games have the juice. Xbox has the sauce. The sauce is forever. Spartan 661. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. He says, for not using mocap in the creation engine and the way the game plays, Bethesda's Starfield game is the best game they ever made. There is nothing like it on any other console.
I'm enjoying Starfield, yeah.
Motion capture isn't like something I would shout about, but I feel like you would.
I think it's a fair point in that it is really, really impressive that they managed to deliver the quality that they do across faces, considering that they don't motion cap. Because most people's perception may be a little bit spoiled by the fact that we're so used to motion captured actors. No, that's talking about like all the NPCs and the fact that their faces are at the quality that they are.
I was thinking of the guy running like this.
I'm not ready to say that Starfield is my favorite Bethesda game yet, though, because I still like Skyrim more at the moment. But I do see the point on, like, there are impressive technical achievements within it.
Yeah. Not the running. The running is just like this weird still. There's memes of it. I've seen it on Instagram. The guy was running out in the park like the Starfield guy. It looks so funny. What? That is true. Look. On Xbox exclusive, people run weird. Have you seen? If you saw someone running from like Marcus Phoenix running the way they do in Gears of War, that looks so fucking just ridiculous. You just see them turtling, like that's how they run.
I wonder on Gears 6 will they actually change that, because I always had a hard time controlling them when they was running.
Yeah, the low camera angle.
Yeah, the camera angle. Yeah. They were like running, they were ducking because people were shooting, but
it's supposed to be like that. They just went. He just turned into a little worm. I just found that always a little bit weird. So I always had to slow down the formula. It's just like you're ducking in there, smash into a pillar, which is all you do in Gears. But it looks so. It's not really smashing into it. It's just like. It's just like sliding through like this, like a little freaking snake. But no, man, the whole point of the impact, the visuals feeds to it. You just need to, when you smack into a pillar, you want to see a bit of concrete flying. You're just like, and there should be a delay in there, because now the mechanics of that is making the player vested into the weight of this game. And then you slow it down, have a couple of NPCs there, like locusts. Like locusts, just like you shoot them in any Gears game, even the latest one. There's like even attention to detail. They're just peppering you with bullets. Even the human guys are just taking it, and the belief is gone. You don't see any of the blood there. You don't see any of the impact there. You don't see anything, and you're shooting guns that look and sound mad, but
Chunky guns.
the chunky guns, and you get lots of hemoglobin on screen. Like it's like a Rambo movie.
But you don't feel the impact. Yeah.
And you slow that down, make a couple of locusts hardcore, you make your guns like reloading. Active reload is such a sick feature that they pioneered. Now you can make it fucking incredible, like reloading. You could see like maybe 2 active reloads, just slow it down, cock the gun, go shoot it, fucking physics.
As you just ruined the whole of Gears by breaking active reload. Your idea is terrible. Shut up.
No, it's just slow it down, make it feel the mechanics of that game, and it will fucking destroy everything. It's gonna be Gears can be so good in my opinion. Like
Revive me.
I love Gears 5. So you saying Gears 5, in your opinion, guys, you saying Gears 5 was just the formula is getting a little stale?
For me, I think where Gears needs to do what God of War did in 2018 and change it. Although it did like the one-track camera and thing, the gameplay ramifications were quite big. Gears can do that too, not just because it shares the same initials.
You want to run around in Gears of War, locusts popping up everywhere, and you've got your 13-year-old son beside you going, "You need to do this to get through the door."
No, I don't want God of War Ragnarok.
Maybe you should use an axe. Well, you know, guys, let's be honest though. They were making Gears of War games every 2 years, 3 years. I'm sorry, last generation, 3 years. 2019 is a long time ago, man. Maybe they are kind of rebooting the formula or switching up the formula slightly because they have way more time.
I think they confirmed already, or there were leaks to suggest that the game will be. They've committed to open world. So that's big part of that theory gone, because open world and getting impact like that, doubly hard. I doubt it. All they need to do is make it more linear and just heavyweight, just gone. And the multiplayer would be sick as a result as well. If you slow down the multiplayer, you can still make it complex and add that complexity. Because right now you just like, I get it. It's the satisfaction taking a Nasher and then active reloading and roll forward and you just see the blood come out, or the sniper just like blind shot. One-shotting people. I get the cadence of that, and there's a specific Gears fans love that, but I feel like the formula can evolve. But I'm still hyped, even if it's like not that, because I'm kind of feeling the multiplayer source for Gears, me personally. So I don't know. They will see. Call of Duty Zombies, but with Gears Horde mode. That's
what I was telling you before.
That's exactly what you were saying.
Tough, man.
Zombies, though, you said battle royale.
Oh, yeah, zombie, yeah.
That's a massive fucking difference.
I missed out the zombies. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but that's sick though. That would actually be mad. Like that would be fucking. Yeah,
That'd be good.
They could do it. Because zombies actually, the last time I played it was with Dealer, and I always hated. I had a thing for Treyarch against them as an Infinity Ward, and then zombies seemed like a bitch mode compared to Modern Warfare 1 and 2, where's the real multiplayer source, bruv. 148 tactical nukes, lad. Don't test me on that game. Please don't test me because I'm old now. I don't even play. Fucking terrible at games.
Are you still in your 30s, guys? Some of you old, man.
Yeah, but I want to be competitive. Like, I want to have like 2 KD. Why can't I have 2 KD anymore? I used to have 2 KD. I was like mad. I had like a win streak of 138 games or something in that. That's fucking mad, bro.
Damn. That's pretty impressive.
Or something like that. Or something like, it could be 70. I'm just throwing numbers out there. But you know what I mean? Like, it was pretty like that kind of numbers. Like, yo, bro, like, what you doing? And now I'm just like 1.5. I'm happy with a fucking 1.5 KD. It's like, what? It's so bad. Getting old. RC Polygons, thank you for the $5 super chat. He goes, in the future, the game industry changes and GaaS games are not popular. Who do you think that can pivot away from GaaS better? Microsoft or Sony? Well, Sony. Let's just go back to what they know. But Microsoft at this time will have multiplayer and the benefit of learning to deliver those kind of games. Because So you may laugh at this, but in the grand scheme of things, Microsoft's the single player model is catching up. Whilst Sony's distracted by multi. I say distracted like to downplay it. But you never know, man. Their studios are raw. That's why I respect them. And that's why you get the unknown. I'm happy about the state of both. And I think there'll be wins and losses on so many different fronts. Every week there's some fucking thing. Jim Ryan just left. Oh shit. Yesterday it was like Cyberpunk. They were comparing to Starfield. A lot of people are saying Cyberpunk is the better RPG. I haven't completed it. I completed Starfield, so that says one thing. But playing the Cyberpunk again, I might maybe feel the same way because it definitely looks better. So, it's just like loads of little things like this. GT and Forza, you might see it very close on a Metacritic score. If it lands exactly, that would actually be beautiful. Even though I wanted to beat the shit out of GT, I really wanted to beat the shit out of GT just because the fanboys on GT fanboys are pricks. I just would love it. But there's whole entire accounts dedicated to just GT, and I saw one today. Had a picture of the Forza Mobile. Got Chris Zaki's head in the car and go, this is the future of like racing from Forza Mobile. I was laughing. I was like, what the fuck is this? Bro, but there are groups, despite so much fun, the console war element of that. But even then, if Forza doesn't beat it, oh my God, it's going to be fucking shit show. You thought Starfield was bad. That will be bad. But if Forza actually lands exactly where Gran Turismo does on the Metacritic score, that would actually be so great for the console war. Because they'll say, oh, we got VR. And we're like, fucking, yeah, no one gives a shit.
I think if it got the same Metacritic score, I think that would be a W for PlayStation guys. You know why? Because they'd be like, oh, this is next gen only.
That angle, though, that's not based on my playthrough. It's based on what I saw on Digital Foundry. And John Linneman has already said that the car models in Gran Turismo are better than Forza. So technically, despite the fact that Xbox is current gen only, and that was cross-gen, that was fucking Sony's choice to do it, it's still a win to PlayStation more if that happens. It looks like, I don't know, man. I fucking played GT7. It looks like ass. What the fuck is that? I feel like I'm in another world. Like when I play the game, I'm like, what is this shit, bro? Then I go on the internet and everyone's sharing clips, and I'm like, why does it look so good there? Is it just mostly it's replay mode? But then some people like morph the camera, put the aspect ratio into it, and a color grade or something. And then there was a color graded one that was madly. Oh, it was actually a set of Corsa, and it was fucking GT. That was fucking hilarious.
That's funny.
But there's like so much beef with the races. I love it. Fucking industry's so healthy. Everyone's, a guy, indie developer, Imran something. I forgot his name. He was crying about the industry. No good games came out this year. I'm like, are you mad, bro? I think the industry is healthy. I think it's very healthy, despite the layoffs, which are crazy. And again, this sounds such a fucking. How can you say that? And layoffs in the same term. In the grand scheme of gaming as a medium is healthy. That doesn't mean that the people who are affected by the staff are reaping the benefits of that, because it's fucking hard, man, for developers, including indies and AAAs, especially them in these times. You think it's make or break for a AAA? And we're like, oh no, it's bad. Spiraling budgets mean AAA. Obviously, you feel bad because there's actually a lot of employees who will become, they'll lose their jobs. But it's the indie developers have the same pressure per game. But they'll spend
I guess like an indie budget now is like $1 million or something.
No, it's not $1 million, but it can be. And you could build a perfect game, but no one will notice it because that's what happens nowadays. Some of the biggest games that we got, Vampire Survivors, someone noticed it. Sea of Thieves. Well, how did it become successful? Because someone noticed it. Who? Fucking Summit 1G. He's the reason why. He watched it. This Summit 1G popularized the PvP of that element. People realized what you can do in that game. And when people started playing that game and realized how amazing Sea of Thieves multiplayer is.
Oh, Oh, you said Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves, man. Fucking like it was. Everyone's like shit game. The freaking squid doesn't have a body; it's just arms floating. Do you remember all that shit?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And like it looked like a great game, and it's like Rare so shit. And the reviews came out. It's like 70, whatever it is. It Rare suck. And then boom, it becomes this phenomenon because someone actually played the fucking game, and people were watching him play it. And then everyone jumped on board, including me. And then we just like had some of the funniest fucking moments in that game because of why? World PvP and VoIP open comms. Those two things are so important to the multiplayer feeling of it. PUBG. Do you think PUBG was so big, not only because there's the battle royale idea, but also because when the early clips that you saw of PUBG, it was always people like talking shit to each other. It's like, back up. I'm going to let go. I've got my own clip. Remember, we put on WhatsApp group. Like, my mate, Ben, he's like, we're talking to the enemy. Hey, let me go, man. Let me go. Okay, because I. And then he beats the shit out of both of us. It's like, I was like, but we just got murked by this guy. And we were in hysterics, bro. We were dying of laughter the way it happened. It's all because of the banter. Multiplayer games need to do that.
Yeah, I love that on the Division also. Like
the Division in the open zone, I didn't play that much, man.
Yeah, man, there was like you can run into some real people as long as you're not in the party chat.
The dark zone,
the open, what you call it, open chat or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
and I remember I had a friend that just wasn't as powerful as me and my other friend. It was three of us, and he was talking trash, but he didn't know that people can hear them. So those guys were very powerful, and they was like, "Look, man, we wasn't gonna rob y'all, but because y'all boy talking shit, we got to get y'all back." And he was like, "See what you missing?" And we tried to run, but it was too powerful, man. They said, "No." So the open comms are pretty dope, bro.
Bro, man, that is a game changer. You're right. You remember when COD the Warzone came out? How many people shared their clips of the funny, hilarious things that people were doing on Warzone because of VoIP? It introduced it more. Like, it introduced it to the console crowd again pretty strongly with big game like COD.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference, man.
It's pretty cool.
It really does. God Emperor Sofaki with a $5 super chat. I don't see the logic of not bringing back SOCOM when loads of people are asking for it, and that game may be a wasted opportunity. I have a feeling this is being made. It's so ludicrous to sit on SOCOM when you're asking for multiplayer, a third-person military game, like
especially when you're doing GaaS. You should that should be the first IP that Sony brings back.
Exactly. Everyone's asking for it. Exactly right, and everyone's they could do what the COD version in third person. They could do it. SOCOM has the beat. It has the source.
And everybody's asking for it, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah. So SOCOM, if it does get revealed, and it should, because it's just common sense, it should be a big deal for that reason. And Xbox guys will be respectful because they understand and like it. Don't pretend they don't hate multiplayer. They love multiplayer. And we will go in and play that game because even though I wasn't a big SOCOM fan because Halo's fucking mad, now I'm ready to sample third person. What can you do that's different? You can't just be a third person COD. You have to fundamentally, I think, make these game designs be more hardcore. Add a little bit of Elden Ring to that flavor. Gun flying out, injuries in one arm, you have to leg, you have to could do some things like that. It may sound not that great, but yeah, it is. Luap Nitsua with a £2 super chat. Leave a like if you're having fun. Yes, please. Shout out to 500 people here. We lost a lot of you because of that downtime, but I hope you're enjoying chat. Isla, thank you for being a member for 15 months and a confetti emoji. That makes it very easy to read. Thank you so much. Shout out to Isla. Isla's lovely as well. Isla, it's been pretty calm today for you, I think, in chat. I haven't seen timed out. The console, I'm not seeing a lot of insults being flown around. That's nice. Thank you so much for getting together, everyone. I think this is because Dirt here and he's the Xbox community. I think that's why it is. I think it's your lot coming in and scared the shit out of ponies. They're not even fucking in the chat. That's perfect. This is what we need. We need you every fucking podcast.
Because we snipe all ponies when they come in.
I know you do.
You come in talking shit. Xbox trash. Get them.
Yeah, the fucking mods will take you out instantly. That's the wildest shit gets said on your podcast. But if you like PlayStation, boom.
Exactly.
Wildest
Hey,
shit.
we are echo chamber. We are biased. I'll let it be known. We are what we are. I don't care about these ponies' opinions. So if you come in there, third place. Oh, yep, you out of there. Get out of there.
Bro, that's the thing. It's so good to have that echo chamber because every pony podcast is an echo chamber. So whether they like to admit it or not,
hey, Harry Balls that I don't give a damn that you don't watch my podcast. Good. And if you try to bring your ass in there, we're gonna snipe you. Probably already sniped.
But that's it. That's the release for Xbox fans. When you want to hit dirt, these guys just say it like just fucking raw. That's what you need. A little bit of that. Well, I'll be the peace broker in this console war. Every party plays a role here. I'm like, bring the negotiation table. Let's have some chats. Smooth some things. We can talk about different platforms. But dance places, I fucking this with our warriors. They don't even fucking touch us. They're the people you send out in the console war.
Hey guys, you gotta realize. I don't know if you know. I've been there. I've been on podcasts with ponies. I've been in DMs with ponies. I had my own podcast. I used to allow ponies, but I had who's of ponies as mods on my channel at one point. Then it hit me like, what am I doing? You know.
Who's like, ponies as mods on your channel?
I had listen, look, man. Was a mod on my channel at one point.
Are you fucking joking, bro? Your judgment is so bad. King Crap Gamer and then King Thrash as your mod.
Bro, I'm telling you, but this is not something that happened overnight. I had to learn this behavior, bro. Like there's no point in interacting with them anymore. I've been there. I've been in heated debates. I've been there. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Then I realized, I was in DMs with these guys, like who's of ponies in the community. I was in DMs with these guys.
Shit, you were deep into the source.
I'm telling you, this is not something like my podcast and how we are. It's not something that happened overnight. This is something it was like something hit me one day. It was like, F all these guys, because there's no need to like people say, let's debate. Every time I would debate, if I won, something would happen. They will go to my gamer tag, or they will accuse me of this. They will no, there's no need to interact with none of these guys, because I was at the point where I would go to
you motherfucker.
What happened?
No, I'm just talking about what you're saying, bro.
Oh, no. This is from experience, man. Because I started my YouTube channel in 2017, and I'm super small YouTuber channel. Got 40 subs, things like that. But I was on the podcast. At first, it was an Xbox podcast. Then all of a sudden, he just started inviting all of these ponies. And when I say they used to beat my legs, I'm not exaggerating. And at that time, Xbox was not providing me ammunition either. So I was just like, so like I said, bro, this is not something that just happened overnight. I've been there. I invited ponies on my podcast. We would talk, and I said, after
that's mad.
I want echo chamber.
I had the same battle, but on like N4G of all places on forums. The lone bot. Yeah. Do you remember how much shit? Bro, the moderator said that they got more DMs than anyone, but just about me, like on a daily basis. Wow. It was just a moderating headache just to moderate the DMs. Because 90% of people were complaining about me. I was such a bot there. I was such a little fucking... I maintained the... So everyone keeps sharing the PlayStation clip about me saying day one, but they don't remember what happened after. What happened before, and all the shit I was on N4G, what happened after was fucking mad. Ponies hated me like mad. But it's just
you're exactly the same now, except you can't play Call of Duty anymore. Oh.
I'm the exact
same. So this got Harry Balls
changed.
Say Xbox still isn't providing any ammunition. Okay. So that's fine.
Bro, enough ammunition. Okay, well you
want to compare 2019 when I was getting my legs beaten. We had Crackdown 3. So you say they don't have
Crackdown 3.
Xbox had Crackdown 3, PlayStation had God of War, Detroit Become Human, Spiderman. I'm out there trying to fight the good fight. But you saying now they still don't have any ammunition right now? Harry?
Stop, man.
Come on, stop it, bro. Stop. Harry, stop it. Stop it.
Bruv. If GT scores more than Forza Horizon, then talk to me. But GT hasn't done that, has it? Even if you compare motorsport to that racer-wise, what's happened? Like, you can't touch it. They still maintain the racing ground. And then you're gonna get... You got RPG Solid, wasn't that mad? But name me one PlayStation studio that can give you Starfield. Nothing. No one. None of your studios can deliver Starfield. That's a big chunk of a genre you cannot do. And you rely on your third-party deals for your JRPGs, which is going away. It looks like you have day one, but these timed exclusivity periods are going to be much shorter. Final Fantasy VII Integrate, you might see it pretty soon. They've already announced the date, which is the PC date, like by at least 3 months exclusive. That's nothing in the grand scheme of where you look at Final Fantasy VII, which is in perpetuity. So yeah, there's like industry is Xbox is this is exactly what needs to happen. The Andrew 13 with a $2 super chat. Congrats on interviewing the star of the darkness.
Hey, show some damn respect.
The Darkness, isn't he like an Italian guy in a long
No,
coat?
I'm talking about that game. You remember the game on the 360, The Darkness?
Yeah, The Darkness, the Italian guy. It was such a good game.
That game was so good. Part two was pretty
love
good.
that
too.
game.
So,
I never played part 2. I need to play part 2.
Pretty good.
Two was
Part
good.
1 was better, but part 2 was pretty decent.
I said part 1 on PC. I'm gonna play that.
They're both BC on Xbox. If you can,
Yeah, actually, exactly.
Yeah.
I played it on PC. Did I play it? I played it on Xbox, original Xbox. I played the demo in fucking 30 frames. Remember, Jackie?
That was so fire, man. Now I'm gonna tell you, the Darkness one is the gameplay didn't really translate well. Yeah,
It's kind of hard with the tentacles and
the controls were really
I'm
finicky.
talking about
Controls were finicky as fuck.
When you're the snake,
the tentacles
going
are
up
fine,
and down.
but the part.
Yeah.
Great
The
game.
Dark Souls was a good game though. Like it was like you need a little bit more of that AA flavor like that. That was a really cool game.
Great game.
Condemned, bro. Condemned was sick.
That was a good game also.
I loved Condemned.
Fucking sick.
Before I bought the game, I used to play the demo on Xbox 360 constantly. I loved that demo. The demo was
Same,
a launch game,
same.
and it was different.
Wasn't
It
that
was
a launch
different from the finished game. Condemned.
It's a
if you
Sega
play the
game,
demo-
isn't it?
Sega.
Sega,
When they
it was
published,
Sega.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
published
launch
Sega.
game, right?
That was a launch game for the
Yeah, it was
360.
360, yeah.
360 had Forza. Sorry, Project Gotham Racing. That looked amazing. Amazing.
Cameo
at
was a
launch.
good game too.
Cameo
That was a
didn't
long
do
game.
what it was supposed to, but it was still technically all those NPCs.
That game was good, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't for
What else
me,
was the
but
launch game?
Was Call of Duty 2 at launch? I think it was.
Yep.
Call of Duty 2, yeah. That
Yep.
was it. That was mad. And then they had something else. I don't remember. But then the 360 came in and you had this guide. It was amazing. And they had Geometry Wars. So it's just like...
Geometry Wars, man. Oh, that was sick.
360 was the first console I bought at launch, and I don't think no console ever impressed me as much as the 360 did. Even going back to the Super Nintendo, and the 360 just impressed me so much. I remember playing NBA Live, and Dwayne Wade was sweating, right? I don't know if you guys know NBA play. I was like, is he sweating?
Yeah.
Even though the game was trash, but just that part of him showing him sweating, I was like, sweat is dripping down. It was crazy, bro. 360.
Man, when they showed Gears, that was a big one. That was a big one. And the game reviewed well because it looked sick, played sick. Everything was fucking sick.
Gears was the best game I ever seen at that point.
It was a third party, but that's the thing. But it was fucking Xbox exclusive, and it had weight, man. That game was fucking mad. Xbox had it all at that end. And then even fucking Crackdown was supposed to just serve as a beta for the Halo 3 multiplayer. Fucking surprised everyone. And this game's sick. Everyone got all the orbs, everything was sick. Card the way it transformed when you had all the fucking points out, and it's never as good as Condemned 1. Crackdown 1 was amazing. Did we even talk about Jim Ryan stepping in? So he's going.
So back on topic, Jim Ryan. Okay.
Sorry, we went on some mad. Do I play a cricket game, bro? I used to play Brian Lara's cricket all the time on the PlayStation 1. Brian Lara cricket was incredible. Because back then when I was younger, I used to go back to Pakistan for some holidays. And now I don't know anything about cricket. Virtua Fighter 5 had no online on the PlayStation 3, only on Xbox Live. But Xbox was on a whole different. This is why we love Xbox, because that was the multiplayer dream on the console. Realized that.
Like the PS4 took the 360 playbook and it worked for them. Shout out to them. And
absolutely.
Yeah, but Xbox, had their own self-inflicted wounds also.
Yeah,
it worked for them.
Yeah, PlayStation does the quality mark in its own way. Microsoft has pushed that industry forward, though, in terms of these are fundamental changes. Online was a fundamental change in the online in the landscape that formed your whole strategy. Now pivots towards multiplayer that you were almost absent with. You want to give me examples here of Warhawk and all of this, and you didn't even have the infrastructure on your console. Your console didn't have the foresight or the RAM to even do party chat and execute it in the way the Xbox did in its user interface and fucking everything. And the achievements is such a big point. And copy trophies. These are fundamental ways you enjoy games. The dopamine release off an achievement for a lot of people. These are big. These are game-changing things. And you say Xbox didn't do anything in this space? What the fuck are you doing?
I actually saw that tweet. Like somebody said Xbox did nothing for the gaming industry. I was like, stop it, bro. It's okay to prefer. I'm not a Nintendo fan, but I would not say some shit like Nintendo did nothing for the gaming industry, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, Xbox.
That would be crazy.
bro, come on, that's great. PlayStation did tons of. Come on, that's
bullshit. That's the difference. The ponies always say that. The changes are fundamental in your whole business right now is all the things you made fun of 2 gens ago. What you saying about that, bruv? Exactly. Nintendo sucks, Seif. You're just quietly sitting there, just watching this console war chat. We talked about quite a bit. We did talk about the hack, but what can you talk about? The big hack? Whether they all revealed information.
It is.
It was Jim Ryan, 100%.
I do want to say something about the hack, though, GaaS.
Go for it.
If we go back to the past for a second, that hack in 2011, why is that something that's not brought up as often as the Red Rings of Death? I know the Red Rings of Death was pretty bad, but that's brought up way more often than that hack in 20.
The only thing is because the Red Ring actually affected us and stopped us from playing games. The hack put the network down, but we're hoping our details aren't the ones that were leaked, even though probably aren't statistically. And then, but that's a fundamental hack. But how much damage was actually done from those accounts? No one's accounts got jacked.
We got some free PSN games when they got everything back online.
It was infamous, and it took like 3 days to download. I remember that. It was infamous. I was like, hey, thank you.
Thank you. My details out there. Like somewhere in Nigeria's got all my account details, but thank you. Gave me infamous. That took me 3 days to download. Save for that. Oh man, bro. Well, the industry's changing. AAA is going to kill everything, and we're going to be dead. No, this industry is actually look at this year. It's an incredible year for no matter whether you play on Xbox or PlayStation. Like you will have something.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, you have incredible experiences. PlayStation fans, you definitely have a killer experience coming your way. It's only going to last 12 hours, so good luck with that, because after that, your game is fucking done. I'm sorry, but it has no lasting impression, and you're going to be waiting for State of Play. Shut the fuck up. But sorry, I'm just being a dick. I just extended the show because I just like talking shit. Pony's gonna get gas stream right now. No, come on, man.
It's funny stuff. I love it.
It is funny. Console Wars is. I've never changed, so you're right. I never changed.
Man. It's fun. They're fun to me. I hate how it gets personal sometimes.
It does.
It's never get personal, but it's just fun to me, bro.
Juice, bro. We're the front lines of the source. A lot of people are like, oh, David Ketzel War, it's really bad. But every one of them is just always just peaking for them because they fucking love the drama. Paris Lou's the biggest fucking culprit. Paris, I know you're watching this. Yeah. And he was just like, I don't like Console War, but he's there, bro. You all see, he loves it.
He has joined me and Sean show like TTS a couple times.
Exactly. Exactly. I saw
we talk shit,
you had other Zinc on. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, him other Zeke got into it. Yeah,
Bro, what do you think is other Zinc, bro? Have you seen his messages in the fucking group? It's so funny when Paris was like, what are you fucking getting mad at me for? This like for 2 generations ago because he said Halo would get an 4 out of 5 stars. The guy went mad. He still remembered it from that day. I was like, yo.
other Zeke is the homie, but he don't like no Xbox slander. One time me and him got into it over Halo Infinite or something. I like Halo Infinite, but I said something about it. He was like, Dirk, you full of shit. I'm like, yeah, calm down, killer. I'm sorry, brother.
I said the same thing about Halo. He hates me because I'm obviously with the fucking videos and the shit I made. Even you didn't like my take on Halo. And bruv, other Zinc just lost his shit. He's lost his shit. It's so funny, man. It's such a good show. But everyone loves the console wars. That's the truth. That is the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets personal. Yeah, that's part of the game. Yeah. But we don't want to be personal. We just want to talk about the source, and that's the console wars. And it's an interesting one, and Ace loves it more than anyone.
But I think it's a part of life. It's just tribalism. We've seen sports fans go at it physically. I posted a video the other day. Some NFL fans going at it physically. I know.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's beat. The console wars are bad.
God, bro, these people. It's just tribalism. It's in us as humans. We want you to like what we like. If you disagree, like emotions. I've been in barbershops where we can be talking about rappers, Tupac versus Biggie, who's better, and it gets heated, bro. That's part of life, man. So I hate how people just act like video games are the only thing people beef about, and that's just not true.
That's human nature.
That is so true. Bro, I had this beef at the gym. It was it was funny jokes beef. Bro, I did not realize how many people are actually gamers until I was training by my mate, yeah? Do you know what the argument was? My mate Ben, who's funny enough the pony, who's playing Starfield and loves it. Bro, he was in the gym. He's never, to this day, played an Xbox console. We're in the gym, and me and him, I'm one of those guys. 90% of men in the gym are insecure. I'm sorry, but there's loads of insecure, especially the weight section. There are very few people who are not insecure. I don't think I'm insecure. I was just there fucking doing dumb as shit all the time, treating gym like it was jokes, bruv. I'm shouting at my mate. I was like, fuck you, what game? We're just console warring across the fucking gym floor. Like, what game you got? What? Killzone? Fucking Killzone shit. Literally just screaming across the map. People like, what the fuck is this beef? But we're just joking. Bad.
They would have picked a side. I guarantee it, bro. They would have picked a side.
But then guess what happened? Bro, almost everyone there, and there was this one brer with dreadlocks here, and his body was ridiculous. He could kill you in one of his biceps. This guy, bro, he's one of those guys. He would take his shirt off. No one would say anything because it's not one of those gyms where you do that. But it's like a fitness first, like which is like a normal like gym, like Globo gym. I don't know if they, but like that, it's just like
not a real thing.
Not a real thing. But that'd be fucking hilarious if it was. And he comes in with this guy. He's coming up to me. I was like, oh, fuck, bro. This guy vexed at me for console warring across the floor. And he goes, you're damn right. Fucking Halo. Don't even compare it to Killzone. Boom. Then other people from across the floor, they come in. And then there's a fucking congregation of all these roided up people fucking going, fucking Halo or Killzone. I'm like, this could get fucked up right now.
Yeah, man.
It could get real fucked up right now. And guess what? It was fucking jokes, and everyone was really safe. Do you know why? Because they weren't dickheads, bro. Despite all the roids, all that shit, this is probably the healthiest jokes, good level of banter. So the raw jokes aren't too raw. Like when it gets, sometimes you have to go raw to put someone in their place. But the median is just like good banter. It stayed there. Stayed there, and it was such a fucking fun experience. That people listen to this, like this is so pathetic that this guy is console warring across and he's happy about it. But that's the joy of just conversation. We love conversations about games in a different way. If you didn't like it, then avoid it. But you can't avoid it because if you're complaining about it because you've seen
oh
it.
My
God,
I get so many comments. Grown men crying about a plastic box. Man, why are you commenting on a grown man that's crying about a plastic box? What does that tell you?
Exactly. Guys like, oh, this guy's watching the fucking CMA like a hawk, like a lawyer. I was like, this guy is watching me watching the fucking CMA.
Exactly. You watching me. It's stupid, man.
It's just like, today something like Pony constantly just on, it's nibbling at my knees. And I'm like, Look at his profile. He's like, he's following me. I'm like, bruv, you're making fun of me. But you follow me because, oh yeah, I'm unfollowing you now. I'm like, you love the source. Don't even deny it.
It's crazy.
Ponies, you can't do it like we do. Spartan661 with a $2 super chat. TTS, yes, I think I am. Lao Tashiro, thank you for the 500 yen. Good morning, my fellow Xbots. But shout out to you, Lao, man. That's sick from China. Is that yen? I don't know. I think it's Japan. Lao is a Chinese name, though.
Yeah, but he's sent
Tashiro.
500
Tashiro sounds Japanese.
Yeah.
Tashiro is Japanese.
He might be mixing, yes. Well, 500 yen, that's good.
That's safe, man. Vic the MF Click with a five. Vic the MF Click is a sick name.
Oh, that's the homie, man.
Is it Vic the MF Click is a sick name? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, GaaS, asked how much Bethesda pays him for using his likeness when designing the unit.
How dare you, Vic? Come on, GaaS, man. Don't encourage that shit, GaaS. Vic the Click, how dare you, man? You know what?
That's so. I did not clock what you were saying there. Makes so dumb. What does that mean, bro? You looks like the universe. What? How do you conceptualize
Vic the Click,
the
you know
universe?
what? We'll talk later, you POS.
Fucking. I didn't know what that makes no sense. Nintendo the $5 super chat. I punched my cousin in the nuts. What are these super chats, bro? I punched my cousin in the nuts for saying Sonic Adventure was better than Mario 64. He actually and we got into a big fight in Long Live Console. Think about what he just did. He was arguing because Sonic Adventure's better. You deserve to get punched in the fucking nuts. I'm a Sega fan, but you don't. Mario 64 shat on Sonic Adventure. I'm sorry. Don't even dare. And I want Sonic to kill Mario.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I'm a Sega guy too, and I wouldn't even say that.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
It changed the landscape of 3D platform games, bro.
Mario definitely did. But imagine this guy. Actually, just imagine it. Sonic Adventure is better than fucking Mario. Yeah, punch him in the fucking balls.
That's it, man.
His cousin, bro. It wasn't even his friend. It was just his like blood family. Bang! I'm gonna fucking punch the cousin.
We're all passionate, bro. We're super passionate.
Nintendo, bro. Ponies and Xbox are crazy, but Nintendo guys will get physical. Bro.
Oh yeah,
they will sit on you because that's all they can do. Or punch nuts. But
or sit on nuts.
Hey guys, like you know the reason I continue my YouTube channel. My first video, I was in my work van coming home. The Nintendo Switch was just announced. I cut on my phone. Just did a raw video. The Nintendo Switch is dog shit. I got over 2,000 views. Now this is my excuse me, my first ever
beginning of your arc,
bro. This is my first ever video, so I'm thinking it's gonna be this easy. Like, damn, I got 2,000 views. Not true. I had 30 likes and 289 dislikes. But I was like, wow, I can get that many views. Like, of course, my next 30 videos only had 30 views combined. But,
yeah. That's fucking YouTube, bro.
Yeah, that's how I just started because I did an anti-Nintendo Switch video and yeah.
He was, bro, secretly, yeah, Nintendo guys are okay because their games are doing well, but they are freaking mad as well, man.
If you push us, man, don't poke the bear.
Yeah, you guys are crazy, bro. You will do some next level anime shit, bro.
It'll come for you.
Oh man, it's been such a good chat, man. Like fucking jokes, just chilled. Talked about a man who was fired. So yeah, thank you.
And potentially has hacked all of our accounts. We'll see how it
Has hacked all of our accounts.
is that why he was fired, or was he fired? Was he hacking because he was? I don't know.
It's bad timing, though, isn't it? Well,
Very
it's
bad
odd timing. People are saying he should quit when he was at the top, but like we haven't seen the changes. The hack just came in. Spider-Man 2 is even releasing. Like he's still there while Spider-Man 2 is out. But it's just like, it feels like ABK was the big one. I'm sorry, but even the Japanese like executives, bro, the reason why his excuse was because he's tired, because he flies a lot. Well, he didn't need to fly to Brussels all that time, innit? He was just flying between fucking all these countries to suck off the regulators to block the deal, bro.
Great point.
Does he know
All
that,
DNA
Zoom
for
and
nothing,
Skype
bro?
exist?
Huh?
Does he know that Zoom exists and Skype calls?
Bro, he wanted personal touch, bro. Someone even fucking tracked his flight, apparently.
That's funny.
Mad. That's the console wars for you because the stakes are high. Everyone in chat, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show. Smash that like button.
Let me hit the
if
like
you
button.
want
Let me hit the
to.
like button. Let me hit the like button, man. What's wrong with me?
Absolutely. I hope you had a wicked time. I had a fucking incredible time. So thank you so much, chat. That was just a wicked show. Yeah, so bro, it's out. I don't want it to end. Hey, well, fuck it. I've just been 3 hours. Sorry, Seif. I know you'd be like, what the fuck? I don't want it. Yeah, you cool?
I'm cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. No,
I've just Peter Moreland's got a request, but I don't know what he wants me to do.
What does he want you to do?
He wants me to do voices like I mean, they're talking to me right now.
Give us the people. What?
Attenborough. Oh, I've lost my Attenborough a long time ago.
Oh, your Attenborough's wicked.
Do you remember that Instagram story I did? Oh, you guys don't know about my Instagram story.
Bro, you need to do that Attenborough thing. You could fucking millions subs on your Attenborough shit. Console warring. Just read it out. And here we have a wild King Thrash fucking fighting.
Let me try.
Woolly Gamer comes in like a meerkat. And you have all this.
And here we have Justin Boutram hitting the like button, you POS. Fantastic. Do Barbie voice. What? What's a Barbie voice?
That's brilliant, bro. Oh man, Seif, you are fucking too funny, man. Thank you so much.
May change the face of gaming forever. The Citizen Kane of interactive entertainment.
That's actually pretty good.
That's fucking brilliant, Seif. You're too good, man. Fucking, of course, you two jokes, man. Bruv, I was going to say tell the people where they can find you, but you're just on Twitter.
I'm invisible now, man. I'm on Twitter. Sorry, X. What's it called now? I don't even know.
X.
Yeah, no, I haven't been very active lately. Sorry, guys. There's not much to say, but I have plans. All will be revealed soon, I hope. Anyway, but yeah, follow me on Twitter. Sometimes I tweet stupid stuff. I talk about Star Wars quite a lot. So if you're not interested in that, just ignore me. If you want to know my opinion, go for it. But otherwise, keep it locked on GameOnDaily. And yeah, that's it. You'll see me there more often.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. As my battery's about to die. Dirt. Thank you so much, man. It was good to chop it up, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's fun.
Asa may be like, what are these bros just fucking console warriors? Just this our release, this cathartic release, bro to bro, talking about the stables. It's fucking fun, man. Thank you, Dirt, man. Thank you so much for coming on, man. You fucking killed it.
Thanks for the invite, man. It had a lot of fun. Excuse me, man. A lot of fun, man. Thank you, man. There's nothing else to say, man. Thank you for the invite. Thank you guys for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
No, man, that's such a fucking fun show as well, man. And thank you, everyone, man. And tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, check out my channel. Guys like Harry Balzac is not welcome over there. No, but yeah, you know, I definitely participate in the console war on Pro Xbox. Yes, I will wholeheartedly admit I have an echo chamber. We don't like ponies. Ponies' opinions don't matter over there, but we will use ponies' comments for content. We have POS of the week every week, and it's usually filled with ponies. So I'm just being honest, guys. So don't come over
shit of the week, by the way, is a weekly award show for the biggest pony.
Mighty Keith made it this past week, man. Mighty Keith made it this past week.
Mike Keith has always been a pony.
This upcoming week. I'm sorry, this upcoming week. Spoiler, no, but he's always been a pony, but he's more blatant now, but anyway.
But he was funny before, but then now he believes in some of the stuff he's saying. You can tell, all right, so that's killing the humor a little bit. Like, I believe it in a certain way, but the way he presented it was he was a bit more neutral and nuanced. And I was like,
he said,
but he's not. He's like, when have you seen the Xbox guys console war like this? I'm like, bro, you would have to be under fucking ground to miss
Did you see what happened 2 months ago with Starfield?
Starfield, you'd have a complete media blanket on you, bruv. Like, what you have to talk about selective vision, or the fact when the doctor fucking docks the account, mainstream news were reporting on it. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you, bruv? If the New York freaking riots because they're giving you a PlayStation away, it was the fucking how much bullshit? PlayStation's been in the fire, and like, you had mainstream news broken by console wars. Mighty Keith, you're a pony. a bit more money than we thought, and that's fine because
it's fine, man. That's his preference, but don't act like I mean, of course, there's toxic people on Xbox side as well as PlayStation side, and I realize that, but obviously he thinks just Xbox guys that's out of control. Stop it.
Yeah, I think it's just, I like his content. It makes me laugh. Like some of the skits, most of it is consistently very good. I just like, if it was a little bit more, he maintained it, but he didn't.
I prefer the sauce, to be honest. I'm not.
Yeah, that's it. The sauce is just raw. You have to, I don't pretend that's the difference. Like, this is great. I'm not gonna say, oh no, the PlayStation community is like this. Bruv, I know I'm there, bruv. Fucking just, that's it. That's just the way it should be.
Yeah.
I don't pretend, but I still love his content. He's so good.
I mean, like talking to himself as different characters. Sometimes it's funny,
Simple, man, but I'm sure he does it well. But fucking not editing or anything, bro. For the fucking video that I'm working on, it's a different ball game.
Yeah, bro. Take your time with your clips.
Yeah, man. I can't just go fucking selfie mode and do that. But to do that is still is not inconsequential. I'm not trying to downplay that, but taking time and effort and presentation should have some value. Corky McCork with a £5 super chat. The pony salt smells so much fresher up here in Scotland. Shout out to Corky, bro. We got someone from Scotland, Japan, everywhere, bro. US. It's been a sick show. Boba Fett, I'm not going to fight you on MK1. I haven't even started playing. But the old GaaS and MK9 GaaS would destroy the shit out of you. But yeah, thank you so much, man. Asa, what outro tired? Sorry, I've drawn this out. What you said?
I'm still caught up on that intro that went wrong today. Like sulking since then. Usual week for me. Loads and loads of streaming going on. Some video stuff coming to the channel as well. And that's all I got. So thank you both for coming along, and all the people that came to watch, and all the people that came back after the stream dipped in the middle. And not thank you to GaaS. GaaS, I don't know what the fuck you were talking about for most of the show today, but
I know.
Always appreciate it anyway.
Thank you, man. Sorry, I just get lost in the sauce, so I just keep going. I could tell I was having such a good time. I just want to free flow the whole thing.
So Starfield has this facial animation tech, and now your Dream Gears of War game is the story. What the fuck is going on? I don't know. I can't keep up, but it's entertaining. That's what we need.
No mocap. Oh yeah, sorry.
That must be hard to do timestamps today.
He does it himself. It's all right.
Okay, timestamps are like what? It's like 3 categories.
Right.
It's just like ADHD 1, ADHD 2, ADHD 3.
Yeah, man.
But it was such a good chat. Thank you so much, everyone. We've got a wicked source video coming on my personal channel as well. Asa's VR shit is on his, where he's just not using the sex mod. You probably can't use the sex mod. It's raw. And they use AI with it as well, so they actually dialogue and sex. Bro, it is actually because of the technology. You think before it was just stupid, yeah, like coffee shop GTA scandals, and they look weird, little triangle tits, bro. That's
happening again. This is exactly what I mean. This is GaaS's outro.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, man. I'm not going to talk about Skyrim nude mods that my friend sent to me, like a picture video. It's fucking raw. My PC can't handle it, so otherwise it would definitely be there. I'm gonna play that, bro. I want to see some of the tags. Okay, it's gonna be jokes. But please hit the like button, subscribe, and all that shit. Septic Source video coming very, very soon. And we'll see you next week. Take care. Peace.